It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
The truth is out there, but it might be fake news.
Which one?
I don't know. All of them. I don't know why I yelled that, but
Okay.
Oh no, it was off mic. I was yelling at, or I wasn't yelling. I was explaining to someone something that they brought up to me, and it had to do with X-Files, which I wasn't a huge super nerd about, but it was really interesting. So now I have X-Files on the brain. I just have the do like it's in my head. I hate it. I hate it now. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
I've already digressed. It's fine.
Well, if people have read the title of the podcast today already, they should know that we have two guests with us today. And apparently I have to introduce them because John was just like, no, you do it. I see how it is. Yep, I called him out.
I had to mute my mic because the lawnmower went by, but fuck you. I've got to go back to mute.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'd like to welcome our returning guest for the umpteenth time, the Operation Babble corresponder of Geekdom and All-Out fanboy, Mr. Tivis. Say hello.
How's it going?
All right. How you been, Tivis?
Life.
Wow, awesome. Also, Michael, what's an upteenth and two? Tivis, put your shirt back on. Jesus.
Umpteenth time.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Hey, it's all right. I
And
almost
then,
bumped my mic with something other than one that wasn't my hand.
oh God.
And in this
we're
corner.
already. And in this corner, because there's actually in a separate corner on my screen, I'd like to introduce once again my brother from another penis, the man who took my womb home after I vacated, and my co-host on the Brothers Saga podcast, live on Facebook Friday nights via the Myke Shrews Facebook page. Plug.
You fucking shill.
I give it up, and you should give it up too, for my.
Come on.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny, brother.
Really?
He was like, he
Long-winded
stalled
there, buddy.
He stalled so much. I thought it was going to feel so much good. Could you imagine if the guy, what Michael, whatever his name? Oh yeah, I think that's also his name. The fucking announcer, like, let's get ready to, well, you know, rumble. That's what it felt like.
It's a parody. It's called humor. God,
I thought humor was funny.
Yeah.
Nice to have you back, Kenny. Nice to see you, Tivis. Well, kind of. Nice to see your waveform. Which is
I have an avatar now.
I know it is the Undertaker with a very red face shoved in between the very thick with two C's thighs of I'm assuming that's John Cena.
I'm thinking it's John Cena. Yeah.
You flip that upside down, he looks like he's like John Cena's giving birth to him.
No, then it just looks like a reverse tombstone.
I don't know. It looks horrifying. like the pizza?
Yes, like the pizza, John. It's always about the pizza.
Hells yeah.
All right, guys.
What's up, boys? What are we doing?
One, John, Tivis, Kenny. Aliens are real, just so we're clear.
Fucking knew it. The fucking raid on 51, Area 51 was a success. I knew it.
They finally released footage. I don't know if you two have seen that yet. I'm assuming John has.
I've
right?
seen it.
You have? Tivis?
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny, did you see any of that? The Pentagon finally released some of the UFO footage, which just looks like ass anyways. It's like, really? That's all we get? Like, I wanted some, like, Independence Day looking shit. Like, give me some HD version of that.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. First.
No?
So thank you for assuming.
I assume. I made an ass out of me.
Well, and me, because now I feel like I was... Okay, there'll be a reason why I don't know, but we'll get to that later. That actually does bring up an interesting question, though. With you're talking about, so obviously, I'm assuming the video or picture or whatever you're gonna talk about is from like years and years and years ago. So it's probably shit quality, like low frame rate, scrambled.
I think it was from
like old Bigfoot
2004. I think they said it was from 2004.
Yeah, to be fair, technology still sucked back then.
Yeah.
Why is it that so many security cameras nowadays are still shit?
They're only shit when there's something important that has to be seen on it.
Yeah, like even at like gas stations and shit, like they're still like fucking 4 frames a second. It's ridiculous. It just seems really dumb.
I think that's the exact same thing whenever I see security footage. Like, why is it so bad?
You could buy one of those fucking Ring doorbell thingies and just shove it in the corner, and it'd probably work better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just always been a pet peeve of mine. It always pissed me off.
I think
it was the number one thing I remembered in like what was it, Batman v Superman, where they were looking at the footage of the Flash in the fucking convenience store.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm already out of this film. No fucking gas station has a fucking security cam that looks that good.
It was owned by
Ridiculous.
Bruce Wayne. That's why they got the gas station footage.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
There we go.
Cool. The Bat 7-Eleven.
Bad 11.
Anyway, so what is it? What is this alien nonsense you're bringing?
It's just the Pentagon declassified some Navy video of UFO stuff from space, from the planes. That's about it.
Awesome. I know
has
so much now.
it has. I don't know, Tivish. Do you have anything to say on that? I just brought it up because I just
reason,
heard about
apparently.
it.
Uh,
I'll say why I heard about it in a second.
Well, I knew about. I'm friends with a article writer for NASA. He posted all kinds of. Basically, what I know is, it just looks like blobs and stuff floating.
Yeah, it's a weather balloon. It's not a UFO. It's a weather balloon.
Oh my god! I hope there's not a kid in it.
No, he's under the bed.
Yeah. Was he under the bed? Or I thought he was like in a trunk or something in the attic hiding.
I don't remember.
I guess a lot of people don't remember that. Balloon Boy. Look it up. # Balloon Boy.
The existence of a secret $22 million program to investigate UFOs. That they're spending $22 million on a UFO program to investigate them. I mean, don't they already have that shit in Roswell? Why do we need to investigate more? Okay.
Better cameras now.
Anyways, this is very drag, but Kim Jong-un might be dead.
It's Schrodinger's Dick-tator. We don't know if he's dead or alive right now. It's like every other day.
Don't.
TMZ is the one who broke the news of all places.
Well, apparently there was footage of like a fake news broadcast or whatever was released in Korea, in North Korea, and yeah, they're like trying to see any communication from there to China, and those people are going to be suspects in like releasing this footage. But I'm just like, dude, if the dude's alive, just show him, for Pete's sake. God.
Well, if he's live in a vegetative state, that's also not a good thing, especially for a country that is very like,
pro-power
propaganda,
yeah.
very, very secretive when it comes to their government and the workings on. That's going to be interesting because his sister took over, I believe, right?
She's in line to take over, and then I think his uncle, he had an uncle that's supposed to be in line too.
No, all I've been seeing are the memes of, man, what are the odds that communist North Korea had a female leader before fucking United States of America?
Right?
She's brutal, though. She's worse than him.
Yeah.
Hey, bring it. Keep people in line. She can dictate me any day.
No.
It's too soon? That felt too soon.
No.
Can I have that back?
It's the interview all over again. Now we're going to be...
God darn it. Oh, yeah, with fucking Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Yeah.
That popped up as a Hulu like suggestion the other day, like 2 days ago.
The interview?
Hell yeah.
It's like that's convenient as hell right now.
Right?
So then I'm like,
I almost
it was
watched it
in
last
two
night.
categories. It was in Hulu Picks and then like just in the movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are really trying to push this, aren't you?
That's awesome. Way to take advantage of the situation. I love it. I mean, it's no different than like, 15 9/11 movies all being made in the same like 2 years.
Well, I mean, there's people already making like there's this one company, they made a movie called Zombies.
Yeah.
And they've literally shot him everything before like the mass shutdown of everything. I was like, holy shit. But the only way I found out about the Pentagon UFO thing, or even Kim Jong-un, because I didn't care. I'm like, to me, everybody's missing. I don't fucking see anybody. One of my friends posted on Facebook saying that it's kind of amazing that this week alone, the leader of one of the most dangerous countries in the world might be dead, and the Pentagon released UFO footage, and we're all just kind of like, meh.
Well, it's still the same thing where I still go back, like, Jeffrey Epstein gets fucking murdered, and, like, nobody bought for a second that he killed himself, but yet it's a meme. Like, it just shows how fucking powerful and crazy it is. Like, we're just so not on that level of, like, making decisions and stuff. I am looking up pictures for research purposes. Kim Jong-un's sister, was it Kim Yo Jong? It's funny, Tivis, that you're like, God, she's even more worse. Good job, John.
More worse
than her brother. I'm like, because like she gives me Azula vibes. She scares me. She looks like an anime villain.
She's terrifying.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Kim Yo Jong. I'm gonna.
Wow, they're just original, huh?
Because I bet she can shoot lightning from her fingers. That's an Avatar: Last Airbender reference for anybody who's not a raging fucking nerd like me. So just throw it.
It's coming to Netflix.
So
yeah, boy. Well, there's supposed to be a live action one. I can't remember if the actual cartoon's still on there or not.
I don't know. They just dropped they dropped a trailer, but it was literally just a bunch of rehashed cartoon footage.
Oh, man. I want the live action film because that M. Night Shyamalan one, woof, that was a big old piece of doo-doo.
Right? How do you not even pronounce the name right when it's said 80 times in this show?
Real talk, dude. Even the main character, it's like every single character's name was like pretty much said wrong. It almost felt blatant. Like, it was like, I always told people, I was like, you ever want like a pure example of like when somebody calls a director extremely pretentious and up their own ass? Watch that film, because not only do they do blatant shit like that, like just not even giving a shit about the characters' names or anything, but then you have like, you're literally showing us what's happening while you have narration telling us exactly what's happening. I go, what are we doing right now? Like, I'm so confused.
But you know what? People still talk about that fucking movie.
Because it's literally that
maybe
bad.
he did that on purpose.
I think the sequel trilogy of Star Wars will be that in about 5 to 10 years, where they are like, at least The Last Jedi at some point is going to be like the litmus test for like bad screenplay. Like college professors were already using The Last Jedi screenplay as literally the prime example of not how to write a screenplay.
That's the one that Rian Johnson did, right?
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Are you a fan of Dragon Ball Z?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes and no.
I was gonna say, have you seen the Evolution movie?
No.
That one's terrible too.
I was wondering, because I've not watched Avatar, the Last Airbender, so I was curious, is that film worse for fans than Evolution, or are they about the same?
Oh, Evolution, the live action. I thought you were talking about the Gods one, the new animated one they did a few years back.
Oh no, no.
Yes, I did see Dragon Ball Evolution, and it's pretty shit. It's like glorious shit. It's like Dragon Ball Z is one of those things, especially with a lot of anime, like Attack on Titan and like, how's like all the Studio Ghibli shit. Like, I've seen some of it, or like read enough and like people tell me about it. Like I understand like the basic core stuff, or like I've seen like, everybody knows what Dragon Ball Z. Like I know the characters and stuff, like Vegeta and all that, and Piccolo, and how they're all like named after vegetables and shit. And I watched like the abridged version on YouTube, like the funny one where they like, go down and make jokes. I fucking love it. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, man, it was one of those things. Like you watch Dragon Ball Evolution, it was just like, I don't know what I'm watching. Like it kind of reminded me of like a crappier version of Bulletproof Monk, but like with crappier source material that was decent, and you just completely ignored it. Like, why are they in high school? What is happening?
The only good experience I had with it was when my father-in-law was watching it one day, and I came in the room, and he's had a few drinks already, and the only thing he says is, "This kid's after the Dragon Balls." And yeah, that sums up this friggin' franchise.
He wants those Dragon Balls in his balls.
Look, man, I always told myself back in the day, I was like, I found Inuyasha to be kind of a better version of Dragon Ball, because they were always looking for those stupid shards.
Yeah,
and they had to like beat somebody, and like, I was a big Inuyasha fan, and anime is just hard to get into. Like I've tried to start Cowboy Bebop like 1,000 times. I got like 4 episodes into One Punch Man, which I really liked, but I just kept nothing. It's just hard because you have to read subtitles, so it means you have to be engaged.
Oh,
like you have to be paid, because I will not do dub. Dub sucks.
See, I can't do sub. I can't do sub because dub is just amazing, and also my brain doesn't work.
See, I do dub for Inuyasha. I prefer subtitles for Dragon Ball Z and One Punch Man. I also watched Elvin Lied. That's a really good one. Fucking brutal. Yeah. I like that one a lot.
Did you hear One Punch Man is getting a live action movie from Sony from I think of the Venom writers?
Oh, well, that's going to be awful.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be terrible. Everything about that sounds terrible. They can't even write like Hollywood can't even write fucking Superman correctly. You're gonna think you're gonna get One Punch Man right?
Yes, yes, they will.
No way.
Did they do a One Punch? Didn't they just do like a new animated movie or series on Netflix for One Punch Man?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't believe so.
No.
You'd think so. Everything's being fucking rebooted right now, but no. I mean, I'll stick with the animes. I've just learned those animes are better. You just can do really cool shit. Animation's just always cool. It's like Avatar Airbender could work because I would still argue like Mortal Kombat. I thought the first Mortal Kombat was fine. Like.
Mm-hmm.
You can do shit like that. It's just when it starts to get a little too off the rails, you're gonna get shit like Alita, where it's all like CGI, like all the stuff is CGI, and then you just have like this weird mess of like, okay, why are we even trying to do live action at this point? I would almost make the argument for Beauty and the Beast, like when they redid that. Like 90% of it is CGI. Except for like 2 actors on screen. It's like, why even fucking bother? It's like, did we all learn anything from the prequels on Star Wars? Even though I guess there's a lot of practical shit that just all got glossed over with CGI. So I guess I don't know what the fuck do I know? I only watch 500 billion films a year. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Look,
I'm lost.
For the Dragon Ball conversation with that, the only reason I even watched that movie is because James Marsters played Piccolo, and he fucking hates that movie.
Fucking Spike from Buffy.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Oh dude, Michael, you're fucking awesome. So speaking of Buffy, I learned something the other day that apparently Dolly Parton, Kenny, Tivis, you guys know who Dolly Parton is?
I heard this.
You asking them if they know who Dolly Parton is?
I'm throwing it out there. The big titted 9 to 5 lady.
How old do you think we are compared to them?
Look, it was more of a. I'm just trying to include you in the conversation. You can eat a butt, Michael.
Jeez.
So apparently, Dolly Parton's like small production company at the time had a huge hand in helping getting Buffy produced. I did not know that. I'm trying to think what's going on
That's
here.
kind of cool. Like
it's super awesome.
Are we talking about Buffy the movie or Buffy the
TV show? The Joss Whedon TV show.
Okay, so she got
Yeah,
because Joss got.
It was her production company called $Sand Television. It was alongside her and her manager Sandy Gallons. I hope I'm saying that name right. Back in 1986. Shout out! I was not born for another year. Though Parton's name was never directly credited in the show, $Sand Television appears in the credits of every episode of Buffy, as well as its spin-off series, Angel. It's no secret that the company helped produce Joss Whedon's hit TV series back in the 90s, which apparently it was a secret, because I had no fucking clue. But this amazing fact was resurfaced thanks to an article published earlier, more like last week, by The Independent.
Yeah.
So apparently just a bunch of people are figuring it all out now, and I believe there's a reason why. They made another connection that Dolly Parton and Sarah Michelle Gellar's titular character, figured nice choice of words, they both share the same birthday, January 19th.
Yeah.
So,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. That came kind of just out of nowhere for me.
It's interesting because, like, people hear that news and they're gonna, like, dive even deeper into it. Same shit happened when people found out Lucille Ball was like the whole reason Star Trek kept going for the
Visitor.
longest fucking time.
Ooh. Hello. Hello.
Peace.
Yo. Sup? He's just jerking off. It's fine. Oh yeah, he can't.
To 3 other dudes.
Sausage
and
party.
Undertaker.
This is our.
No. Does that make Michael the douche?
Sure, I'll sign off on it. Subscribed.
Wow. Just wow. Okay, let's get into some other shit.
So what?
All right, so since I have Tivis here, I figure we could talk some wrestling stuff. And you guys can chime in. Kenny, I don't know if you still even watch wrestling. I know your wife's family grew up with it, basically because they were my friends.
I think the only time that I watch is when we're at Mick's house.
Ah, gotcha. So, just, of course, everything, there's no audiences, blah, 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 whatever. Before we get into that, there's a Hulk Hogan biopic being made.
Oh, shit. I hope he doesn't say the N-word in it.
And they cast Chris Hemsworth. I'm not sure if it's for sure, but Chris Hemsworth is to play Hulk Hogan in the biopic. Let me repeat that. Chris Hemsworth is to play Hulk Hogan in this biopic. Let me repeat that again. Thor is supposed to play Hulk Hogan.
It feels like it makes more sense. My issue is more that hey, at least they didn't gender bend him for his own biopic. It is Hollywood. At least they kept him a male. That's cool.
Well, the biopic is actually being produced by Hulk Hogan and what's that guy's name from WCW? Tivis? Eric Bischoff, yes.
Why do I know this? Come on, losers. You two are supposed to be the grand champions of the WWE.
He's like the only person actually casted, according to IMDb.
He hasn't even read it. He hasn't even read a script. He's just like, that's just what's going out. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Tivis, what is your opinion? Because I grew up with Hulk Hogan, so I mean, I just don't see that.
I've seen Suburban.
Maybe, but I'm also not the biggest fan of Hulk. Mm-hmm. And I only started watching wrestling in 2006 with the terrible ECW. So
yeah. Well, I mean, they did get the one good pay-per-view, so I mean, before WWE,
that was my first pay-per-view.
Whatever it was at the time, kind of screwed it.
Yeah.
That should have been their send-off right there. Was that pay-per-view? But anyway,
So why don't you think Chris Hemsworth can do it?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't picture him saying brother. First of all, but no, like body image.
Even though that's all he says is Flor. You brother, you and I trained together. We fought together.
I think
like
the body is
issue
the
I have
big
is-
thing.
That's the only accent I've ever heard, mostly heard from him is him doing that Norse stuff.
Well, he's also does his English accent.
Yeah, I haven't seen many films with him and that have done that.
and he's also Australian. So
Yeah.
throw that out
Yeah.
there.
So there's 3 accents right there. I think he's done didn't he do like a British accent in the whale movie with him in Spider-Man?
Heart of the Sea.
Yeah, Heart of the Sea.
I believe Tom Holland was in that. Too.
Yeah. Before he got before we saw him as Spider-Man, he was probably already cast. They're probably just like, hey, you want in this movie too?
Well, I mean, you can get dialect coaches. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
People were doing languages in Lord of the Rings that
There's-
don't even exist.
I think the voice is the easiest thing to get down for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But it's his body. He was never ripped. Hulk Hogan was never ripped.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, what?
Like,
Well, okay. Well, then I'll throw this out there. Will Smith, when he did Ali, he got huge, dude. Will Smith was never like big bodybuilder size, like John Cena size. He was always like, he was Fresh Prince.
yeah.
Fucking hell. Even
Yeah.
in Bad Boys, he's just a skinny little dude.
I just see there's a lot of makeup. They would have to do a lot of makeup. One, because Hulk Hogan was like bald almost his whole fucking life.
So I just
But
watched
that's easy.
300. I forgot how much like makeup went into 300.
Dude, that
of
was like
spray
a lot
tan.
of spray
Yeah,
tan.
because they accentuated their muscles and stuff because they
Yeah.
were already gonna be on blue screens 90.
Oh.
Gave him like 8
I meant
packs and
Hulk.
stuff.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you can do all kinds of stuff nowadays.
It's
The
just-
more I
it's
think
just
about
an
it, the
odd
more I'm
choice.
okay with it.
It's just an odd
Because
choice
it's
for me.
not like he's gonna have to be like, this isn't like fucking Jamie Foxx playing Ray Charles. He just has to learn to have a little bit of fun, and he's action oriented. He's already in training mode, so just get him a little beefier. He'll be fine.
Now, with this movie going down, do you think it would be kind of cool to see like recreations of scenes from like Suburban Commando, like you said, or Mr. Nanny and shit like that?
Mr. Nanny, what is it, Mr. Nanny or something?
Yeah, it was Mr.
Yeah.
Nanny.
I mean,
I think that would be kind of fun.
I don't know if I want an actual like recreation of a scene, but like him fucking around in the costumes, like on a
Yeah,
set.
yeah, like
I
on
think
the
that'd
set,
be
yeah.
funnier. Yeah, because I mean, you see stuff like that all the time. Like when Johnny Cash was, when Joaquin Phoenix was playing Johnny Cash, he's like in the studio recording
Yeah,
a song
yeah.
and then comes off and does something, or like, trying to think like who else. Usually, it tends to be musicians doing biopics lately, or like political figures. So I'm kind of interested to see
A wrestler.
pro wrestler, because really the closest you've gotten to something like that would be what probably The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, which was just about like it was a massive drama about a failed wrestler guy. Like,
Yeah, and I mean you could maybe make the argument for fighting in the family, but I doubt it. That's
No,
more
no,
of, like,
no.
it's more like inner workings.
that was WWE just being like, "Hey, look at all of this that we got."
Here you go, pretty.
And editing out things they just wanted people to forget.
Yeah, and making
Yeah, no
certain
shit.
they made certain wrestlers look like ass on there. I was just like, "What?" I
Completely
mean, don't get me
writing out
wrong. The
demeanor.
movie was a fun movie, but the historical things that they changed just to make them look better, it kind of hurt.
Hey, did you know that girl on there is dating Zach Braff?
Which
Wow,
girl?
really?
Yeah,
Is it-
I didn't know that.
The lead actress?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one who played Paige.
Yeah, she's actually
Florence-
from Midsommar or Midsummer, however you want
It's
to pronounce it.
Florence
Pugh. Yeah,
She was in Cats.
yeah. She was
Oh,
in
no.
Midsummer. She was in. She's gonna be the Black Widow's sister in
Yeah.
Black Widow, which she's gonna replace Black Widow We can all just get used to that.
Dude,
idea.
Hollywood is really putting their chips in that actress lately.
If you
Also-
watch Midsommar, bro, or Summer, it's spelled Somar, but it's
no,
Midsummer.
go ahead. No, you be pretentious. It's fine. You can go to
I
Paris.
no, they literally say Midsummer. I just always pronounce it the way it's spelled.
No,
just
it's
to
fine.
be a dick.
You can buy a vase
Like
or a Porsche
Contagion.
or whatever you want, man.
It's just like Contagion.
God damn it. Not again.
Okay, anyways, if you watch that movie, like, you really see a lot of her acting in that, like, just come out. Like, I mean, she's a great actress, but you don't really get to see the whole lot as Paige. So yeah,
I had fun with that one.
but
It looked like fun.
yeah, it was fun.
I love Vince Vaughn, so anything he's in, I generally
Yeah.
like.
And then they threw The Rock in there because, like, why not?
Yo,
He's The Rock.
yo, Kenny, why you got to breathe so disgruntledly into your mic, man? Where you're not happy about Paige right now?
What?
She doesn't
We're
even
talking about
wrestle
Lane.
anymore. Anyway,
I'm getting frustrated with my thing here. It's dying.
yes,
Oh.
man.
Yeah, my soul.
I've
My
got
soul.
4%.
Oh,
Why is it not
I'm
charging?
gonna get kicked out.
I mean, I'll miss you. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing, but there are these things called charge cables, and I'm gonna.
It's plugged in.
Damn. Oh, turn that brightness down. You don't need to see our faces.
All right.
It is down. It's all the way down.
Isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting that all of us are gonna see in our lifetime the XFL go out of business twice?
Twice.
Isn't that amazing? I was actually excited to see if the XFL could do it right the second time,
Right.
and then the fucking epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, ended up happening again, and it's just like fucking hell.
Well, no, they were
That's what it
going.
was.
They were going out before
The pandemic
this.
was here to end XFL.
The
because they're like,
pandemic
"You
was-
can't get it right this time.
Right? It was just like the world was like, guys, we've tried this, it doesn't work. We're gonna prove it to you.
And he tanked WWE stock from that too.
Yeah.
He used the company to buy stock from the other company, even though he said he wasn't going to.
Well, you know, because
Vince.
he makes weird fucking decisions like that all the time. But somehow he always bounces back. I don't know how he. Well, I know
Well-
how he does it. It's because he essentially slave labors. his
He
people,
is
but-
having one heck of a couple weeks here. Like every day, some new
Yeah.
crap has come out about him.
Well, right now he's like kind of losing face in the business industry right now because of all the shit that's been going down. Like, he's been like a titan in business industry. Period. No matter what business it is, he was like one of the top guys, and now like lately he's just like looking so bad.
Well, it's easy because
he
you don't have the
owes
money. You don't have the
so
money to
many
shut
people
people up
money
anymore.
and shit.
And when you can pay people off to shut up and not give you shit,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep operating. But now with his stocks going down and stuff, and people need a job, and AEW is going to look like it's going to survive this faster than the other ones.
Yeah.
They have another ship to jump to. So when you're not being,
Well, with
if there's no business to hold you there, it's like, why keep silent?
I think
Yeah.
he's being pulled in too many directions as well because he's notorious for not sleeping a lot, and at his age, it's probably finally catching up to him.
he's still trying to run the show by himself too. Like, that's
Yeah,
and he's what, 70 something?
Well, and I also refuse to believe that the dude wasn't doing fucking steroids back in the day when he was actually in the ring wrestling with people.
When he was in his 50s.
Yeah, well, dude, he kind of went from looking like, The Rock when he started wrestling, when he was
To like The Rock now.
to The Rock now. And it's like, shit, man.
Yeah. He's 74
Where he-
years old.
when he tore both of his tendons getting in the ring.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You ever seen that video?
No, and I won't ever. I probably won't ever. I can't do those kind of videos, man. I've had so many injuries. Did you guys I'm sure Kenny, I'd love to hear the answer to this. Kenny, you ever used to skateboard or like rollerblade or anything like that? Like
We did
extreme-
BMX and stuff like that.
Okay. Ever broken a bone?
I haven't doing that.
Not
I've
bad.
seen friends do it.
Fuck. I used to skateboard. I wasn't particularly very good, but closest I ever got to being decent was I actually learned how to drop in and do a couple of like kickflip grinds and stuff, and that was about it. But I ate shit constantly, dude. And I played soccer in high school, and there came a time when I was trying to learn how to drop in. On a quarter pipe, I just ate shit so hard that my whole like right side from like my knee up to like the middle of my like right underneath my ribs, all black and blue. So I could barely run. Fucking, I looked like an asshole when I was walking. And so I had to sit out of soccer practice for a couple of days. And my coach was like, yeah, you either stop skateboarding or I'm kicking you off the varsity team. I'm like, fuck. So I had to give that shit up. And it's just like, man, you beat yourself up doing shit like that so quick.
So, yeah. Well, John, I want to tell you this.
No, don't do it.
And Kenny, I'm sure Tivish, you've probably already heard this one before. Just so people know how crazy a fucker Vince McMahon is. When Stephanie McMahon was pregnant, Vince wanted to run an incest story saying that the baby was his.
Wow.
And when she turned that down, he tried to make it about Shane.
Yeah, that part I did hear.
He actually did end up using that storyline for a version of it for some, I forget his name, but he was some vampire guy in ECW with his valet.
Oh, Vampiro?
No,
No,
it was Gabriel. It was the guy who drank fucking blood when he'd come out.
No, he wasn't in
Kevin
ECW.
Thorne.
Oh, might have been a different guy. Because I remember the Brood.
Yeah, the Brood was.
Oh no, I'm talking about bad ECW again.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Nothing will ever beat Mark Henry getting what was it, Marvelous Melinda May or whatever?
No, Fabulous Moolah, was it?
Moolah. And then she gave birth to a fucking hand, was it? Was that one?
Or maybe that was Mae Young. I think that was Mae Young.
Mae Young, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Moolah's the one they're not allowed to mention anymore.
Oh no.
Why not? You mean the two old chicks that frickin' they had the Dudley boys put through tables all the time? What the fuck were they thinking?
I loved it.
Oh man.
I would have loved to have been like, Grandma, Thanksgiving, I have this really great idea after we clear off the table.
Yeah.
Gogglygook? Oh my god, I can't say its name.
Gagglygook?
Gagglygook.
That's actually the cousin to the Babadook. I don't know if you knew that.
And John, the vampire you're thinking of with the Brood with Edge and Christian was Gangrel.
Thank you. What did I say? I said Gabriel. Close
And
enough.
it's kind of cool though to see like how that ensued, because you had the Brood, it was Edge, Christian, Gangrel.
Yep.
And then later it was Gangrel and the Hardy Boys, and then of course the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian always had their bouts and stuff like that. So it's,
Fucking
I love that shit, man. Like, yeah. I'm getting rid of the WWE Universe app because I don't need it, because I'm going to have to pay for it starting next month, so I'm getting rid of it.
Oh, shit.
But I've watched...
Getting your fill?
Yeah, I've watched all the old school TLC matches with the Hardys, Edge Christian, and the Dudleys and shit, and all the cool, like, no DQ matches with Shane McMahon, because he's a freaking beast in the ring. I don't care what people say, like...
He was fun, too.
And it's cool because Shane has, like, been the one guy who actually left for a long time. So I'm kind of like holding out that, you know, maybe he could save something and isn't like, you know, like his dad.
Yeah.
They told Shane before he left, because he wanted to take, what was it? ECW, before they did the bad ECW. He wanted to do it as an online show only. Streaming before streaming was popular. Like, he was ahead of the curve. They said it would never work. It's the stupidest thing. You know, we're never going to do that. Now they're fucking doing it with their WWE Universe app and shit, which is funny. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys. So there is something that just recently happened. Triple H is celebrating his 25 years in the industry in WWE/F. So he's been with the company for 25 years.
So most of my life.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You still look older than me.
Wow, don't take that. It's because he's lived a fuller life, Michael. He's out there. He's out there grinding. The world gets heavy. I don't know. I was pretty much bald when I was 22, so I don't know what else I gotta say.
see that came from my dad's side. That's why.
Well, I always like to say if I went bald because I was too smart, so there were so many thoughts that my brain had to make room. So
there's so many thoughts
out.
You had a lot of thoughts in there.
Yeah, it was always overheating because I was thinking so hard. Yeah, that's it. Nailed it.
Anyways, Triple H just did 25
Stop
years.
saying anyways.
Anyways.
It's like every single.
Anyways. Okay. Anyways, guys. Like, anyways. Like, okay.
Let me
anyways.
ask you this.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah. So they did a 25-year anniversary, blah blah blah, whatever, and the whole internet was like just bitching that's just gonna be Triple H sucking his own dick, basically. So
Wow, I heard you have to remove a rib to do that.
which he probably has. He is a wrestler.
Fair enough.
They did SmackDown, celebrating the 25th anniversary. On Raw, they were doing some clips, but they didn't do like an actual thing like they did on SmackDown, where they had Triple H come out. And Tivis, you watched, right, on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Finally? Okay.
I tried to watch the whole show, but I skipped to that.
Yeah, I couldn't
Oh,
watch
man.
the whole show either. I just skipped to the ending as
Yeah.
well. It's so hard to watch that shit without an audience, bro. It's
Yeah,
because
they're
they
not
don't
even
even try.
trying.
Yeah.
It's that cringe, man. It's like, dude, fucking sports teams are thinking about doing that shit right now. There's
Yeah.
talk about basketball and football putting on shows like that.
They don't realize that the audience like gives the extra boost of energy that they're
They need
craving.
more noise. Like play some music, do fake crowd, do something.
Right, do a
They
fake
actually
crowd.
do. They actually do that. There was an interview
Yeah,
with Kirk
when
Cousins.
there's people.
Well, no, there's fucking hell. There was an interview with Kirk Cousins, the shitty, overpaid, fucking stupid ass quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not bitter. He was talking about how he actually would almost prefer it because usually having no audience, because when they practice for like away games, they pump in crowd noise and stuff like that to let him get used to it. And he's like, yeah, it's kind of neat to, yeah, it's like, that's why you never won a fucking playoff game, you fucking twat. Like, because he can't play with pressure. But, man, I just don't see the point. And also,
There's nothing like an audience of either just like cheering you on or booing the fuck out of you. Like,
well, it just motivates
And-
you.
and you
can
get
play
more
off of it.
emotion. Yeah.
That's
And-
pretty much how the modern wrestling was built upon, was crowd reactions,
Yeah.
and to do it without is so.
That is
Just
what it is.
Well,
Because
isn't that how they used to figure out who was going to be the heel and who was going to be the hero? Like every week they'd go out and do it, and then if they responded,
yeah,
in
but
a
John
different way,
Cena
like,
fucked all that up because he's both heel and hero all the damn time. No
Somehow.
one, people just he's fun to see on screen, but everyone fucking hates seeing him on screen.
But see, okay, so here's my thing, because I can understand how wrestling can do it, because it's usually no more than like 4 people in the ring at any given time.
Okay, so
Obviously, instead of like a Royal Rumble
Right.
or like a 4-way tag match or whatever, so you just don't have that.
right,
But like with sports, I mean, shit alone just for a football team. you have
wrestling
like,
is a sport. Just so we're clear.
well, you know what I mean. A sports entertainment. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
It is sports entertainment. It's
Non-scripted.
literally what it's called.
But like, yeah, thank you, non-scripted. We'll go with that. So like, but you have like the Premier Leagues, like soccer and stuff, and then you have American football. I mean, you have 11 or 12 people on the field for each team.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck are you gonna be able to get that past regulation?
Regulation,
Like
yeah.
if people are getting kicked off the beach for hanging out by themselves, nowhere near anybody,
And that's not including,
How do you
your
do that?
camera people, your personnel that has to be there to keep the place open. Like, I know.
But let's be fair, it's not like they're all in tandem cleaning the fucking
Yeah.
seats together or anything.
It was kind of funny. AEW had some of the wrestlers running the cameras.
Sure, why not? When you were talking about it, I was like, it would probably look like Glow.
Yeah.
That is something AEW is doing. Like
Yeah.
WWE, the crowds are empty. AEW at least has some of the people out, like kind of spread out among the crowd, making some noise.
Yeah,
Yeah, why
they toss
not?
the wrestlers, the older wrestlers and stuff like that. Yeah. It makes it better. Like, I mean, right now, like, watching WWE, it kind of just is like I'm watching what was that show, Tough Enough, where they're just training.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, whatever.
Where the
It's
Miz
just-
came from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Well-
pretty much almost the exact reason I stopped watching the WWE.
Really, he's a favorite of mine.
Miz.
Well, no, it was not so much I didn't like his character because whatever. There's always like 5 or 10 matches that come on. You're like, okay, cool. Now I can go cook my frozen pizza before I come back after the break or whatever. Because even during the Attitude Era, there was always a couple of people that fight, and you're like, okay, cool. I have a bathroom break now.
Yeah. No offense, but basically all the female matches back in the day, because
Fuck you, dude.
They were
Sable
not
was my
good.
first Playboy. You can fuck right off. You can fuck right off. She
I
was
would say that
she was the
wasn't
Dolly Parton of the WWE.
That really wasn't. Was she really in the Attitude Era though? I thought she was
Hell
like
yeah, she
right
was.
before.
She was the reason why the strip tease matches happen. You sir are off base. I can see it in your eyes.
I
You're
don't know.
insane.
I think you're right. I think you'll be right. Yeah, you're right.
She was my first Playboy, dude. I will never forget. I got that.
I just felt
and
that
I got
she-
and I got the WCW versus NWO Revenge N64 game that same day. It was fucking amazing.
Well, I know the Attitude Era started. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because she didn't leave until midway through that. So you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. I always liked watching Lito fight because she would actually do like moonsaults and shit like that.
Yeah,
so-
her and
Lito's cool.
Trish.
I liked China too, man. I
Yeah.
thought she was funny.
Until she got kicked out because Triple H didn't want her anymore. Rest in peace, China.
Yeah. And shout out to your sex tape.
No, she's dead, so that's why I say rest in peace.
Oh, sorry. I knew why you meant it. I cannot believe you elaborated on that, you fucking idiot. I was like trying.
I'm just letting other people know then.
We're classy as usual.
Earlier when you said I was rolling my eyes at you guys,
Right? Can't spell class with that ass. No, but I was going to go back. I was like,
Yeah.
like The Miz wasn't bad. It was just more, it was one of those things where it's kind of like how you have a fucking ton of like American Idol people like getting into the industry and starting to do stuff. It's like it almost for some reason, and this could just be me, it kind of starts to like weirdly like invalidate the thing as a whole, because now it becomes more of like this weird circus rather than an actual like living thing. Because like they pulled the curtain around and you're watching them train, and then it's like this really shitty like obviously it's reality TV. I think all reality TV is retarded, but it's fun to watch for some reason. It's just mindless. Kind of, I feel like I watch it just because I'm like I can validate myself a little bit. I'm like, oh cool, I'm not a complete piece of shit.
I think the whole reason they did that was, one, you started having those shows coming out of like the masked wrestlers showing you how the stuff is fake. At the same time,
UFC too. They had like UFC fighters, and they had
Right.
the Sylvester Stallone one where they were all boxing.
yeah. Well, then they also did a lot more of the kayfabe stuff was like kind of dissipating at that time, where people were breaking character a lot more than they were supposed to, and more people were talking about the industry. So they were like, you know what? Vince was probably just like, let's fucking make money on this,
But see, that's the point. He was using that style, which I thought was detrimental to something that already felt like it was losing its validation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and nowadays it doesn't fucking matter. Even on the damn show, they'll tell you.
With Sylvester Stallone's like The Contender, it was boxers trying to rise through the ranks, or the UFC fighters trying to rise through ranks. That's still like, quote unquote, follow me here. I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I'm just using the verbiage for the sake of getting through the conversation. These are legitimate sports, quote unquote. Big high price stuff where people go for big ticket matches. Very, very lucrative when it came to boxing and stuff. You're going to have a big Las Vegas bout. You're going to be because I think like The Contender, you got like a opening ticket for like an opening round for the Las Vegas bout or whatever. And, it's just training. We're looking at athletes training. And if you're not as good, you go home or whatever. But with the wrestling thing, you're going to train and do all the stuff, but then it's like, now you're watching us try and put their characters together. You're watching them try and buy their costumes, and you're seeing behind the thing and behind the curtain. And the fun part of wrestling was having that idea that when the cameras turned off, Stone Cold was still Stone Cold. Rocky, The Rock was The Rock. These characters were those characters when the screen was off. I think it's why they tried to do a lot of that handy cam shit, like in the parking lot, or like when Stone Cold was beating up Booker T in the fucking grocery store, shit like that. Because they were trying to make it look like it was this thing that these were those guys. But when you turned it into this kooky little game show, America's Got Talent thing, it felt like it was like, oh, okay, it's more of a cartoon than like an entertainment show. I don't know. It felt strange to me.
Another thing to keep in mind when that show came about is that was the rise of reality competition shows. I mean, Survivor, Big Brother the year before, same year as Amazing Race. And, Vince McMahon, whether you like his way he does things or not, he likes to try and do new things all the time.
Well, he's already said before he doesn't want a wrestling company. He wants an entertainment company. He's literally said that after buying a wrestling company.
Well, I mean, how do you? I mean, he did it. I mean, look at all the movie. Half of these guys are movie stars now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they push them. There's actually a new family movie on Netflix right now, based around NXT, the main event, which we watched that. It's actually really odd. Which the Miz is starring in that one too.
I thought you were going to bring up the Big Show.
The Big Show. I haven't watched that one yet. So
I've seen a couple of like clips. It looks kind of funny.
It looks so funny.
It actually looks pretty good. I'm actually annoyed.
It kind of reminds me of like the George Lopez show, but with wrestlers.
Yeah, I can. I've seen the first episode.
I give you. Was it any good?
Much. It reminded me of a Disney show, but for some reason it seemed kind of quiet. Like it was missing some of the background, like transition music and stuff.
Yeah, I was sitting there when I saw the previews. I was like, this reminds me of the Girl Meets World, like the Boy Meets World reboot or whatever. That's kind of what it felt like, or like a Hannah Montana.
Vince is just trying to prove that they can do Disney content, so when they sell to Disney, he'll be good.
They're not selling it to Disney. No way. Yeah, that would require Disney to have money in the next 5 to 10 years. Holy shit. There's a fucking company that is in dire straits right now.
John, this will actually get on to some of the stuff you were saying too.
Bring it.
So, anyways,
you motherfucker. Okay.
The 25th year anniversary happened for Triple H, whatever. They did the thing on SmackDown, and Tivis, I want you to try and explain this because I'll probably like throw a bitch fit or like jerk off to it because I'm still confused whether or not it was brilliant or dumb as shit. So you go ahead.
If you jerk off, can you mute your mic?
Yeah, but I'll like pull my shit up here.
No, I'm fine with that. Just mute the mic. I don't want to hear the slapping. Yeah, that. Okay, sorry, Tivis. And anyways.
Well, it starts with him coming out, doing his normal thing with the water and stuff. He goes to take. Oh, no, what?
Go on.
Oh, okay. He goes to take a drink of the water to spit it out, and someone comes up and grabs it from him because they can't do that right now.
The fucking stagehand take the water bottle right out of his hand, and he just looked confused, like he didn't realize they were gonna actually do that to him.
So, do you think Triple H is that good of an actor, or do you think
No,
he
I've
actually
seen him
got
act.
fucking cock-blocked?
I think he got
He
blocked.
does this stuff all the time.
Well, he was in Blade Trinity, you know, a very renowned, respectable film.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that good of an actor, but he knows how to play
Yeah.
with, comedic timing and stuff.
Right,
He's
right, right.
pretty good with that. Like, just, last month when he was a commentator? That was amazing.
was
He wasn't even
great.
supposed to be there the whole show.
Yeah, he did really good. Actually, I would like to see him on commentary more.
But,
go on.
he gets in the ring. He's looking around like, this is my life right now.
Nobody's
starts
there
giving
to
his-
celebrate with him.
Yeah. He starts giving his spiel about, well, it's not how I imagined it, but I guess this is how I'm going out. He doesn't get much out before Shawn Michaels' music starts playing. He comes out to join him. And, they riff off each other quite a few times. You got 2 words for you. Triple H goes in for a hug, and Shawn pushes them away. Social distancing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
So, basically, the whole thing
it
was just,
hard.
This is a really crappy situation. And it kind of sounds like he's retiring
Yeah.
from in-ring, at least.
Well, when Shawn Michaels came out too, they also did montages. Like, you know how you would celebrate
Oh, yeah.
doing your video montages, right, John?
What I do?
When you celebrate, they usually do like their video montages of like their greatest moments.
When they celebrate, like, what do you mean when they celebrate?
Because it's his 25-year anniversary with the company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a celebration,
No,
like
no.
after like a
So,
fucking.
like Shawn
believe-
Michaels has, Shawn Michaels, quote unquote, has videos set up to be played and whatever, so we can see them. One video is like every single fucking loss he had at WrestleMania,
Okay, that's kind of funny.
and it was like 13. He's lost 13 times at WrestleMania that they showed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's like a streak right there. So,
The second video they show is all of their old segments and stuff from the 90s and early 2000s with the 2 of them.
with
It's like
DX
a bunch
and
of
stuff.
blooper reels and stuff. And
Yeah. It was basically just like making fun of his career. It's what they
Yeah, it was-
did.
it turned into a roast, kind of.
Yeah.
Dang.
It was hard. It was hard to watch, but like you kind of get it. And I was like, this is kind of brilliant, instead of like, because the whole internet was bitching that Triple H was just gonna, rub it one off on himself the whole time. But they were just basically doing the opposite and just making fun of him. Which was cool.
Yeah.
It was like a roast. It was basically a roast.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
And
that.
then following this, Vince comes out. No?
No.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
HBK's talking to him saying, you had a great career, you had all this, and then you married that dirty woman. and stuff
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So, this is live. So he's talking bad about Stephanie. Stephanie FaceTimes Triple H. Just like,
Because they can't
Hey,
have so many
you know-
people there, of course.
you're doing great, but Sean talking crap about me. He's like continuing to like mimic her in
And-
behind the phone where she can't see. He does realize I'm watching this live. I can see him.
She even like referenced Shawn Michaels' lazy eye. Like calling him
Yeah.
a lazy eye.
Oh, man.
I was like, damn.
But he's the Heartbreak Kid.
He's got a lot of heartbreak now.
Then we get a bunch of other phone calls. Well, we got Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, which
Woo!
he broke down crying, I guess. Like they cut to commercial, so you don't really get to see that.
Well, dementia's a funny thing.
And then Road Dogg. For some reason, they had Road Dogg call
For
in.
some reason.
I was just like, of all the people, Road Dogg? Like, what? Okay.
I'm pretty sure those were pre-recorded too, because it didn't look like he ended the phone call. It just looks like the video stopped when he's put it in his pocket.
No, he was pushing the red button.
Yeah, but it was still on the screen, is what I'm saying. It didn't go away.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
They're
But
probably worried about a
then,
bad reception.
then you can get to your other part.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
this is
also
this
we're
thing.
forgetting they were. Sean was talking about how they celebrated his 25th anniversary and asking like, what was your favorite part about that celebration? You know, H, and he's like struggling to try and remember something. He's like, we didn't have one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Like
you know,
no one gets a
privilege.
25-year anniversary unless you're banging the boss's daughter.
I didn't even get a watch. Not even
Then
a pen.
Vince comes out and
Which I was
he-
really surprised Vince came out on live TV with all the bullshit that he's like in right now.
yeah, he stayed the hell away from him though.
You gotta keep working, baby.
Yeah, he didn't go down the ramp or anything. He just stayed up the top. Which I mean, it's not like the ramp's very big at all, anyways. In there, so
Don't ramp
Yeah.
shame. Don't fucking ramp shame. They're trying their best.
yeah,
It is kind of fitting that this was all filmed in the what
Performance Center.
called? Performance Center. Thank you.
Yeah,
You know, the birthplace of his idea, NXT and all that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So Vince comes out. He's giving him
Well,
some
technically,
crap.
NXT debuted at a college. It didn't debut there.
Yeah, Full Sail.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was
I've
at
heard of
that.
that. I've
debut.
heard of that place.
You know, he's giving him crap, and he stops and acknowledges that he's his son-in-law, which is very rare for on TV.
Yeah,
Says he loves him, and then tells him to get the hell out. And as he walks out, Sean's like, "Is he throwing us out?"
they totally broke kayfabe nonstop on that episode, bro. It was.
K-Fab, is that like that Korean like dance group? Like,
It's like breaking their character, like
I'm thinking K-pop,
making
sorry.
people realize, oh, it's not, this is the real stuff here. By especially just calling him his son-in-law, because I don't think they've ever actually done that.
I didn't think so either, but I wasn't sure.
Because he even says, "See, I finally said it. Yeah, there you go," or whatever. And they both tell each other they love each other. And
Yeah,
then
Shawn-
Shawn Michaels goes, "I love both of you too."
He's trying to stay out of the spotlight, literally.
Yeah.
Kenny, I feel like this is how we're gonna meet someday. Like how they're describing it right now, one for one.
So it
It's,
seems like they had some more to go on, but then they just start shutting the lights off
Yeah.
one by one.
Vince
like,
walks
oh,
off
yes, I
stage
keep
and they just start shutting it. So you go.
The way you guys are describing this,
It was-
is like it's hurting my soul.
It was so bad. It hurt to watch it. I was like, I don't know if it was brilliant or tone deaf. I was like, what is going on?
It's like the lights are turning off. It's like, did the janitor just start turning shit on? Like what happened?
It's like you
Hello?
wouldn't. It definitely is something they wouldn't have been able to do with an audience, of course.
No.
So,
Shawn Michaels gave an interview with, I think it's Ringside. At least they
Yeah.
don't quote anyone else. Where he's talking about there was actually a lot more jokes, but they cut them early
oh,
because
dude,
apparently he won't say who, but they thought it wasn't doing as well as they.
from what I heard, Triple H and Shawn Michaels had a whole thing that they were supposed to do, and Vince just came out because he was like finding it boring.
Sure.
That's
I
why.
can believe that.
That's what I heard is like they were supposed
Well,
to
I
do
mean,
an
if
actual
it's,
segment.
I mean, if it's as exciting as the description right,
Right.
now.
I noticed that they didn't bring up the blackface.
Yeah, they did
Well-
bring up the dead chick, fucking the dead chick.
Hey man, nothing like a little controversy to
But
keep me
John,
moving.
you'll
What? Me? John,
like this
what?
one. They literally end the show in the dark. Little logo on the side, like they always do at the end, right?
Playing a game of who's in your mouth.
Playing fucking crickets,
What the fuck?
and then
Why?
you hear Triple H go, "Is that fucking crickets?" Well, he didn't say fucking, but he's like,
Yeah.
"Is that crickets?" And then you just end the show that way, literally in the dark, playing cricket noises, and I was just like, I still right now don't know if it was good
cringe.
or bad.
No, it's bad.
Or what? I'm
I will
like,
always
what
tell-
am I
I
supposed
will-
to think?
I will always tell people, if you know a movie's not very good, this is how you're going to find out. Go back and watch a film that you're like, I don't know if that was very good. Go back and watch it. And when something really fucking stupid happens, you're like, what? That makes no sense. Why is that happening? What is happening? There's always a joke.
Yeah.
Within like 5 to 10 seconds of a moment of where you're like, but wait, though, that doesn't make sense. And then they're like, fart joke. And you're like, wait, what? And then they're on to the next thing.
They tried to do jokes. Nothing was landing. Again, it failed miserably too because there wasn't an audience. I feel
so. There's no audience.
No audience. There was.
I gotta ask.
The only people out. I'll say this: the only people out were Triple H, HBK, Vince when he came out, and then Michael Cole and the other announcer guy. I don't know his name.
Michael Cole.
Corey Graves.
Yeah, Michael Cole.
And they even point that out. They're like, Sean goes, I sent out hundreds of invitations, and H is looking around. Where are they? He's like, well,
it's like my high school
at least
party.
H goes, at least Michael and Corey are here, and I want someone to make a gif out of this so bad because Michael just has the biggest shit-eating grin on his face as he's waving.
Yeah. Well, Triple H is also like, yeah, well, Sean says, well, I think they're supposed to be here.
Yeah, they're contracted to be.
They're contracted to be here.
Okay, so one of the first things I ever saw was...
And I think we're actually, sorry, but I think we're actually making it sound funnier than what it was, too.
I would always argue the description has to be way more entertaining than what was actually happening. Because you guys are fucking laughing at it, even though you guys actually take it seriously.
I wasn't laughing at the show.
Don't get me wrong. I used to. Like, don't get me wrong. I still watch, like, compilations of, like, old Attitude Era stuff with, like, Hannah and shit to kind of be like, no, I'm serious. I wasn't, like, completely stupid. So one of the first videos I saw was when this whole thing happened. They were going with no audience performances. Was Stone Cold, and he's in the middle of the ring, and they had all the lights up, like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see the empty seats. Are they still doing that?
They don't have seats there anymore. I didn't see seats.
Okay.
They are.
That seems strange.
It looks like they put blackout stuff, and they put more shit in there now since the first week that they did this. And then, of course, because of the pay-per-view coming up, they're putting, like, decorations out for the pay-per-view. No one was fucking in there to see them, so you can't really see anything.
You can see it on the camera, you dipshit.
No, you can't.
You can make priority cameras for it.
No, they don't.
Like the old entryways, like they always had like a special entryway for like
one thing I
that.
did notice, and I actually liked. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because they don't have to actually have like a set piece. It's a graphic that they put in.
That's boring though.
No. It's cool. In the sense that if they did it even in their other shows when there is an audience, it would be kind of cool for the people viewing at home. Because what they do is they have like a 3D graphic that looks like it's a prop there in person. And as they move the camera away, you go by that prop and then it disappears, of course. Because it's just a graphic.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing the AR stuff for
is that what it's called?
Since WrestleMania 2 years ago.
Augmented reality? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, thank you. I don't know what I was going with.
You want to know why I know that? I know that from Pokemon Go. Suck it, bitches. Sorry.
But yeah, they got the shit set up like ladders and stuff because they have is it Money in the Bank is coming up?
Yeah, climb the corporate ladder. They're hanging the briefcase on top of Titan Towers.
Yes.
Damn.
John, Kenny, John. They're doing their Money in the Bank match at the WWE headquarters in
Colorado?
No, it's Connecticut.
Is it Connecticut?
Yeah. And what they are doing is you start on the first floor of the building,
Stanford.
And you have to go up to the roof where the ring is and get on a ladder and then get the briefcase.
So I'm curious, if they're going up, will this be on a Tuesday?
I'm shut up.
No. Okay, sorry. I'll leave.
Um,
And I'm out. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
So it's interesting because of course the commentators are like, oh my god, they could be wrestling anywhere. They could be even wrestling in Vince McMahon's office and this and that. I'm like, come on, we all know there's like a designated area in that building that they're going to be put in.
Someone better get slammed into that T-Rex skull in Vince's office, though.
Hell yeah. There's a T-Rex skull?
It's a massive.
Now I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Doesn't like Triple H have like a little dinosaur skull in his office too?
He might. I wouldn't be surprised if Vince gave it to him as a joke.
But yeah, they're because there is no audience that it might make it for a better pay-per-view, I think. I'm not sure if they're going the cinematic route like they did with WrestleMania with a couple of the things.
I hope so.
It would make sense because they're doing a men's and a women's. I'm not sure are the women
I hope
doing
they're going
the
at the same
thing?
time.
Oh, that would be cool.
Same. That's hot.
And then they steal the wrong briefcase. Just go all out stupid, you know. Men has the women's title briefcase, women have the men's.
I'm down. The women's
I mean,
title's
nowadays
almost
it would
cooler
make
looking.
sense. They wouldn't. They could actually get in a lot of shit trouble for it if they do it because one of the wrestlers probably
What
trying to
shit
make it sexist.
What is shit trouble?
John,
I'm sorry. I'm just asking.
67 podcasts later, and you still don't understand my lingo talk.
I just want to know what shit problems are.
Shit problems. Well,
I actually
half
think
the world
I
has
think
those.
the women's title is actually a pretty cool looking belt. That's the one
Yeah.
with the like red in it, right?
It's red and blue depending on what show you're watching.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's SmackDown
I've seen
and
the
then
red one. I thought the red one looked pretty dope. Me, I'm always gonna be partial, no matter what. I actually have a replica now. I don't know if I think I've shown it to you like multiple times. I actually have a replica of the Smoking Skull belt.
Oh, yeah.
Stone Cold one.
Yeah.
With legit rattlesnake. Well, I'm pretty sure the rattlesnake skin's actually fake, but the big brass plates and everything. Thing's heavy as fuck,
Yeah.
dude. It's awesome.
I always wanted John Cena's heavyweight belt with the spinner.
Oh, this fucking spinner.
But
in it.
then I saw it in person, and I was like, "This thing is a piece of shit."
It's so atrocious, dude.
It's so bad.
Ugly. It's ugly. The Smoking Skull belt is sexy. I'll never forget when The Rock fucking chucked it off a bridge. I think it was in Washington. It was fucked up. It was awesome. And then
I always liked the hardcore
supposedly...
belt.
No, it wasn't even a match. It was like they were supposed to have a match, and The Rock stole the belt, and he was being an asshole. And he went to a bridge. It was, I swear to God, it was in Washington. I could
Probably.
be wrong.
I think
but
that's when they had the Nation of Domination, right?
sure. I can't really remember all the logistics,
Yeah.
but The Rock was just out on a bridge by himself, fucking around. I believe he had
Probably.
fishing poles.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm just fishing off the bridge. And the whole time, he's like, Rock, you fucking Rudy Poo candy ass, you come out here and you want your fucking belt so bad, you come out and get it, you beer swilling piece of shit, and blah, blah, blah.
I feel bad for the PA who had to dig that belt out.
Fuck, man.
Well, I
that's what
thought
I'm
they
sa-
just left it.
No.
I heard rumors they did.
No.
You know how many belts are just left on these? If you were to drag some of these, I wonder how many you would pull up.
They're fucking heavy, man. The one I have, like I said, are brass plated. It's heavy,
Yeah.
dude. The one I have it has to be like 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that it's not heavy, but for a fucking belt, yeah, tie a fucking belt around your pants that's 15 fucking pounds.
I wore my
know?
world heavyweight title belt around my waist for Halloween while walking the kids. That was the dumbest fucking thing I ever
It
did.
fucks you up, dude. You don't think about it. There's a reason why people put like weight trainers on, like when they do shit.
There's also a reason the wrestlers don't put the belts on until they're walking down to the ring.
Fuck, man. It's nice.
I still like I try and use so when The Rock always came out, like he would do that arm thing and swing the belt back so that
I tried that once.
you
I
could
whacked
see
myself
it in
so
there.
hard I cried
Really?
like a bitch.
Oh,
I've
I was like,
never hit
why?
myself. I've never hit myself, but like you really have to break those belts in for them to swing really good.
No, mine was like solid. Because I figured you were talking because it is leather. The one I have is leather, so I thought that'd be an issue. So when I did it because the buttons are also brass too. So when I fucking did it, dude, I whipped myself right in the middle of the back like a fucking bitch. It hurt so bad.
Yeah,
It-
this thing is
that-
heavy.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Davis.
Seth Rollins whips his around after he wins it, and it freaks me out. I'm like, dude, please don't let that sweat out of your sweaty hands.
Knock yourself out. See,
Like
when I see
this?
that belt, when I see the belt that you're holding right now,
Yeah.
when I see you holding that, the only person I see wearing that is Goldberg.
Yeah.
I miss that belt.
I miss Goldberg.
So this belt only came because this I'm holding for people that can't see. It's the
old, like,
world
full solid gold one.
Yeah, it's the full solid gold one, World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt that WCW had originally. And
Yeah.
then when Eric Bischoff came to WWF and they split SmackDown and Raw, this is the belt that they gave for, I want to say Raw, because that's what he generally
Well, because it was
Originally.
yeah.
because it was still owned by Goldberg, who was undefeated at the time, I believe, and then his first loss was delivered in WWE.
Well,
if I
I
remember correctly,
believe
right?
it was
No.
Brock Lesnar who had the undisputed, and then he got drafted, and they had to split the belts.
Yeah. Well, no, before they brought this the World Heavyweight belt in, there was only the WWF belt or E belt at that time. And then when there was one, they wanted the champion to go back and forth from show to show. And then Stephanie was like, "No, he's not going there. I'm paying him more to stay at this show and this show only exclusively." That's when Bischoff introduced this title back into Raw, so that Raw had its own champion as well.
I know it eventually ended up on SmackDown because that's when I started watching that. It was Undertaker Batista feud. For
Oh yeah, I'm
it.
sure it
That was
probably got
amazing.
traded like at a pay-per-view or some shit like that. Because it was when I know like Evolution kept getting this belt too for a while. I think. So
Yeah.
So,
how
I know
does
it's
Triple
really,
H run like some of the best groups?
I know it's really interesting for
Yeah.
4 dudes. Well, 3.5 dudes because Kenny chimes in once every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, love you, Kenny.
Is he asleep?
No.
It's all right. He looks cuddled as fuck. I actually thought you had a blanket over yourself from your little thumbnail. I know it's really hot for 4 dudes to be talking about sweaty dudes touching each other.
Sweaty D.
Please get me off of this fucking thing.
sweaty
We've been talking about this for 1,000 years. And I'm over it.
Well,
Can
I wanted to do one last thing on wrestling, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Because we can segue from that. Okay.
Because I know you two could talk this shit all day.
Yeah. Hey, Tivis, you want to start a wrestling podcast?
Do it.
Sure.
The
Do I have
touch
to
me,
watch
touchy
it?
Oh, that's fucking. Wait, watch your own cast or actually watch the show? It's fucked up. Either way, unacceptable.
Okay. The whole reason like I wanted to dive more into the wrestling talk and shit like that was, one, there was just a bunch of random shit that popped up for me. And 2, I thought this would be a good time to tell a story that I haven't told on the podcast, and I figure Tivis might get more joy out of it. Kenny, you already know the damn story because you know most of my life that you know of.
And then I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah, and John can just go fuck himself. So, before I got married and my first kid was born, I was actually going through professional wrestling training up in Detroit, Michigan, with Truth Martini. If anyone's ever heard of that wrestler, have you heard of him before, Tivis?
I think he's come down to the Toledo one a few times.
Mm-hmm. He did wrestle in WWE.
Why didn't you ask
term.
me, you piece of shit?
Do you know him?
No, but I like
There
martinis.
you go. He
All right, fair enough.
I mean, he has actually done a lot of stuff. He's done a lot of stuff in Toledo, probably because he did do the Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which is Insane Clown Posse's wrestling company.
Like Deuce Bigelow?
Oh, John. He is the guy. This is where John will probably get the reference. He is the guy who trained Zach Gowen, which was the one-legged wrestler that WWF had for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So Zach Gowen was under his training.
Yeah, he was awesome in The Hangover.
I'm gonna fucking shoot him. There we go. I'm gonna do it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. entertaining the fuck out of myself over here. I'm having my own show, guys. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
But anyways, I thought that would be a nice story to share. I ended up stopping training because of a bunch of different things. Epileptic, of course, and knowing having a kid on the way, and then I ended up getting married and shit like that. So,
because I imagine with all the lights and like, especially if you were to ever go big, like you see all those flashes,
the pyros and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help too. You get concussed all the time. So,
Yeah.
it's still one of those things I want to do though, but.
Yeah.
Eventually, I told Nikki the other day, actually, I was like, so I'm thinking of joining this indie company in town and just being a manager. I was like, I know how to take the bumps, so I'd be perfectly fine for the basic shit.
So you could be like the fucking pallbearer, just like yelling on the side of the ring and get like the fucking elbow to the nuts.
I'm sorry. Am I the only one who has? Am I the only one who's noticed the super similarities between Paul Bearer and the Undertaker and Paul Heyman and the Beast, Brock Lesnar?
Because they're both short.
Both short. They're the only ones that talk out of the two. Because Undertaker didn't used to talk.
Yeah. Which is
so
surprising because he's got a great character voice.
Yeah, and I think actually Paul Heyman did dress up like Paul Bearer once. Too, so that was kind of funny. All right,
I can believe that.
Now we can get the fuck away from wrestling.
Look, I'm glad you two had a very stimulating moment together.
And we didn't even get into AEW or New Japan Pro or anything like that. I mean, we can,
Impact, Ring of Honor.
It's fine until I see shit about Stephen Amell and heels with AEW. I don't care. He's doing cool shit on Instagram right now.
Is he doing something with stuff? He probably will do with AEW because he was friends with
yeah, he will.
Cody
He's
Rhodes.
friends with all them.
Yeah, half of it. Cody Rhodes is fucking producing the damn thing.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's where he got all the money.
Nice.
And he's going around with his Knocking Point wine. He's doing good, man. He's all over Instagram. I love that dude. Stephen Amell is fucking.
Had they shot any of that
knows
yet?
What he's doing.
Did you see all the crap he talked about CW? Well, we talked about that last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, he fucking hates. He fucking hates him. I was telling people, I was like, go back and watch that one where he had the panic attack with Michael Rosenbaum. On his podcast. Like,
what?
He didn't give a fuck, dude. He was not happy about how it ended.
Do they have a set place for his show yet? For heels?
I thought it was HBO. Was it an HBO?
HBO Max or HBO?
I thought it was HBO.
Huh.
In general, because anything in HBO, they just send it to Go and Max anyway, so they don't care.
I did figure out the Stephen Amell show where it's going.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
Stars.
That's a weird. That's a weird choice.
Yeah.
That's a weird choice.
At least according to Den of Geek. Who knows?
How about we take it to Netflix so I don't have to get any other apps to watch it? You know, I mean, maybe sell it to WWE. There we go. Let them put it on their universe app. That's crazy. Oh. So, did we lose everybody but you, Tivis?
It looks like it.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
we can talk more wrestling.
Right. Talk about more wrestling.
Y'all making fun of me?
Yeah, we were actually. We were about to talk about. We were just gonna talk about more wrestling since you guys disappeared on us.
Guys, gay.
Man,
I
wanted to get Kenny on here, but it doesn't matter. We can talk about it still, and he can jump on in.
Cool.
You guys are both game players, right, Tivis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't fucking assume my hobbies.
I know
I just
your
finished
hobbies.
Final
You
Fantasy
fucking
VII.
send me your gameplay videos on
Ooh, the remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Did you like that?
I loved it.
Hell yeah, it looks good. Character designs look fucking awesome.
My older brother, he's a massive fan of the original, and he tried it, and he said he didn't like it because they changed too much of the story, apparently.
I could see that.
They just added in some stuff.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and expanded and kind of. There was a prequel to the original that came out later on, and they kind of incorporated some of that story into this first part. Yeah, so. I know a lot of people aren't happy. It's very linear, but to be fair, the original, the chunk of the first game that this is based on is linear. It's not until after that you get the open world and do what you want.
Yeah.
Which I would argue, I mean, when you do take that element out, it is you've essentially changed the gameplay. I can see the problem with that.
Especially for like your like massive fans of that type of stuff. That
Well, it's I mean, the whole point was is it's supposed to be a remaster of the game you played.
Right.
So, I mean, imagine you buy a GTA 5, like a GTA game,
The
and
original
then
or something?
They significantly cut down the open world aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna alien. I can't remember if it was Call of Duty or Battlefield, but they focused more on they like removed the single player. Like they pretty much cut out the single player story mode and just really leaned into multiplayer. That pissed a lot of people off.
Well, see,
Which I think deservedly so.
that's why I'm glad like the games that I liked anyways that they've remastered that I've played again, like Spyro. They literally just remastered it. They didn't add a
and
bunch
just
of
made
shit.
things look good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was the difference.
Right.
This isn't really so much a remaster as a remake.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think I can see why people are up in arms.
Final Fantasy like 7.5.
Well, and like I mean, it's fucking even Final Fantasy 10 I think has even been remade like 3 times for fuck's sake.
Really?
I think so.
Just upscaled.
Yeah, upscaled and re-released. But people liked those because they didn't really change anything except graphics. And you talked about Spyro or like.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could make the argument almost. I guess it's not the same thing, but I'm just gonna throw it out there for the sake of it. It's like Nintendo's been getting away with that shit for dozens of years. They just
They're
remake
terrible.
this. They remake the exact same fucking game.
Sometimes they don't even like
just
remaster it. They just copy and
Well,
paste
fuck,
it to the
dude.
new
They didn't
system.
even have HD until the Wii U.
Yeah.
The Wii U was the first time you saw fucking Mario in HD, and it wasn't even 1080. It was fucking 720.
720. Yeah. Yeah.
Even the Switch right now will never have a 4K capability. Which, to be fair, I don't give a shit. The games are fucking fun.
Most of them are
But
like
still.
scrolling games anyway, so you know.
But I mean, I can see the hangups about Final Fantasy VII. But I'm just sorry. I just think it looks great.
Well-
it just looks so good.
It does.
I know that one just got done. They just dropped the remaster of I want to say Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, which is another one people had complaints about, but
Really?
I've been watching run through after run through, man. The game looks fun as shit.
I want to play one, but I just want it in VR because I can't play those first person games not in
They,
VR.
It's third person.
Resident
Is it
Evil
third
7
person?
has a VR mode.
Yeah, I heard Resident Evil 7 does. I've never played a Resident Evil game in my life. So
Most Resident Evil games are third person except for 7.
okay.
It was just 7.
Okay.
All the other ones are third person, like kind of like Gears of War.
Yeah.
And
That's the-
7 is
Love
pretty
Gears of War.
standalone. You can jump into that one without issue.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I ended up getting into Doom was it just came with our VR when we got it. And I've never played Doom in my life. And then I popped that in. And I was like, oh, because I had the fucking VR gun and everything. So you don't have to do shit.
Was it the remake of the old like 8-bit
It's
looking one?
It's the
Or is it,
remake.
like Doom Eternal.
It's
or
the
whatever?
remake of the one of the other ones. But you can play it in standard mode too without VR. So they have it set up both ways. The 8-bit one, I do have the 8-bit one for 32-bit one. I think it is
Nice.
for
No,
Sega.
I'm just like, dude, I'm in love with my Nintendo Switch. I still hate myself because I got halfway through the story mode on PS4's Spider-Man, which was so much fucking fun.
Oh, I love that game.
It's so much fun, dude.
I find
It's just their colossal time sucks, and I'm the gamer. I prefer competition. Like gaming always feels like competition to me. It doesn't feel like a leisurely thing. Like I have to either have a set goal, or I need a match. Like fighting games or Mario Kart or Smash Bros. Like Smash Bros. And Mario Kart are like, those are my games. I love those games because you can just do a round. You're done in like 10, 15 minutes, and you're out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got what you mean.
Don't get me wrong. I do love campaigns. Like I play Halo like a motherfucker, but I love playing multiplayer. I love talking shit online. I like having fun, camaraderie stuff.
See, I'm
I
kind
love
of
that
the
stuff.
opposite. I love the story-driven stuff, and multiplayer is just kind of a bonus.
The grind. Yeah, no, and it's and I like when you have a good story. I fucking love shit like that because I'm the little pleb who goes on fucking YouTube, and like I love people who make those big long movies where they just cut all the cutscenes together.
Hmm.
Like Injustice and Injustice 2, I've watched the full run through twice, and like all of the character endings and stuff, or like all of the people do like a mashups when the new characters come out. They do the mashup of all their intros. Love that shit, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there, Kenny?
Sitting on something, I guess.
You keep saying shit about the Switch, and
Yeet.
and I find it funny.
Best
one,
console ever made.
I find it fun. I like the fact, and I should say not funny. I like the fact that the Wii U version of like Mario and stuff like that, they just flipped it right over to Switch, which saved me a buttload of stuff because I never did Wii U. But
it's because the Wii U didn't sell for shit.
right. Well,
Which
on the
is a shame because they had a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, it was great. I thought it was definitely a huge upgrade from the Wii, but the fact that they called it a Wii U, everybody thought it was a fucking extension of the console. It was like it's like of course
which it kind
no
of
one's gonna fucking buy that.
It was like there was just an extension piece to the Wii U, is all they basically did for it.
Nah, that's when they started doing HD and they had better games and and they gave you that tablet and no, the Wii U was a very good console that just got slept on because the Wii sucked so bad. The Wii was a toy. The Wii U was actually a gaming console, and they just kind of screwed themselves with the marketing on that one. Which deservedly so. Fuck them for those couple of years. They had a lot of shit, but man, the Switch is like a perfect console, dude.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I love it.
It's so good.
Well, for the Switch, on May 7th, they're releasing the Jane Silent Bob Mall Brawl, which is kind of cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's like an 8-bit game that I saw the trailer on the Twitter, but it's an 8-bit video game. I'm not sure if it's its own game or if it is a an add-on to their other game, the Jane Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch, which is not an 8-bit game. That one is not. And I don't even know if that one's released yet, but they're releasing the Mall Brawl on the 7th, so I'm assuming so. But it's only going to be released for Steam and Nintendo Switch at the moment.
You know, there's a game I'd like to see be remade, and it was on the N64, and I think it was one of the most slept-on games ever of all time. Did you know South Park made a third-person shooter game?
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember the title of it, but there was a South Park N64 game that was a lot of fucking fun. It was like GoldenEye, but with a fucking better graphics and a South Park skin to it.
Interesting.
It was awesome, dude. It was so much fun. I missed that game, and I want it back. And James Bond, I think it was called Nightfire, where they had the best use of a grappling hook in any video game ever, and I'm sad that grappling hook should be something that's used in every game. Luckily, like, you know, Spider-Man does it because it's built into him or whatever, but
So I'm reading up on the Jane Silent Bob game, and it says it's a precursor to the other one.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the other one, I haven't seen that anywhere released yet. And this is the first time I've seen a release date for something.
Kevin Smith says he's finished the first draft of his Mallrats 2 script.
I mean, he has nothing else to do. They're trying to do podcasts out on his patio, and that's about it.
Which, I mean, given that guy, he could do that kind of shit so easy already.
That
Well, I don't know. They're kind of rough, bro.
I hope not. That'd be sad.
They're
I'm telling
rough.
you, dude, Kevin Smith is not the same Kevin Smith. The heart attack changed him.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, deservedly so. I mean, you get told you're about to die, or you are damn near dead, or you have cancer or something. It gives you this weird, different filter to life. Like, you think probably more positively, I would assume. And the guy just, I feel like he's trying to do more favors than. Like, I don't know if he's like making characters for the sake of a story, but he's like trying to hire people. Because I watched Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Man, what a piece of shit.
Did you finish it?
I couldn't. I tried again. I started.
Oh, no.
I started and got an hour in and went. I'm fucking Hannah. I gotta turn this off. I hate this because Hannah's a big fan too. She loves Dogma, Mallrats, Clerks, and she really likes Jay and Silent Bob, the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Dogma's my favorite.
Oh.
I think Dogma and Mallrats are probably my two go-tos.
Have you seen that yet, Tivis? The new one, the reboot?
No, I haven't, and I still haven't seen Chasing Amy either.
Oh,
Ooh, Chasing Amy's fun. It's
okay,
a lot
now
more deep than the other ones, but it's good.
you have to watch Chasing Amy first, and
It's
then
okay.
go and watch reboot, and then be like, okay, yeah, this shit's changed a lot.
I was watching Jay and Silent Bob, and we were going or the reboot, and yeah, we just turned it off, man. I was just going like, it just feels like just a besmirchment of all the stuff that we liked.
The best,
And we ended up, and then we put in Mallrats. If that
Right.
means anything, we're like, we put in Mallrats, and I go, remember when these were good?
Now
We
I
were
heard
literally doing that.
his Mallrats sequel was supposed to be like a TV show at first, so I don't know, is it a TV show or is it a movie?
I think he wants to make it a movie.
Okay.
Which would make more sense because I feel like a movie would be a lot more sustainable than a TV show.
Yeah.
Also, you told me the DP that was on Jay and Silent Bob reboot was the same guy on Tusk.
Yes.
That hurts my fucking soul because.
And I will double check that, but I believe that's what it was.
Well,
when
feel
I had
free because
seen
you
it.
may be slandering the man because Tusk. When it came to Tusk, I remember making me watch it, and I got actually mad
I
at
made you watch it. Fuck off.
You
You watched
you bitch
it
about
because
all
you
the time, so I
you
did.
loved it. Don't make these audience members feel like shit for liking it. You love that shit.
No,
You love the walrus dick and
Literally, that
everything.
movie was the reason I created a Rotten Tomatoes account and made my first review. And then Batwoman episode 1 was the second one I ever made. That movie was terrible, but the cinematography was so beautiful. Like, it looked gorgeous. And then I watched Jay and Silent Bob. I thought it was shot on an iPhone. And man, Jay and Silent Bob look old as shit. It's like, did they not do any makeup? Like, they just like had no. It felt like they had no money.
I don't
It
know.
looked awful. Everybody looked old and haggard.
I don't know.
I think maybe he didn't realize that like 4K is like really detailed. Like, even if you shot on an iPhone, it's still shooting in 4K. Like, you still need makeup.
Okay, so
And then he brought in his daughter, which she's not a terrible actress, but she's not a good actress. They had a cool thing with like she had like a deaf friend, which I'm like, ooh, this could be really interesting. Instead of Silent Bob, you got like a deaf Bob.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. This could be like a cool little parallel.
like I said,
And they were doing like sign language.
the ending
Fucking
is
feels
probably the best part of that movie. Like the whole once they get to the convention thing that they go to,
yeah.
that's probably the best and most entertaining part of the movie. Everything else is just like, here, hopefully this nostalgia makes you stay and watch the rest of the movie.
And that's a bad film.
Yeah.
That's Star Wars.
Apparently
Or Star
the
Trek
cinematographer,
nowadays.
I was thinking of the wrong movie, so I do apologize for that one. So it's not the same guy. It's Yaron Levy is the
Urine,
cinematographer.
like pee?
Is the cinematographer for Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Which they also did like a Saw movie, the Scream TV series, shit like that. The movie I was thinking of was Yoga Hosers. Tusk and Yoga Hosers have the same DP.
Okay.
So apologies to
So
that guy.
thank God you changed that, because I'm not kidding you, dude. I thought this movie looked cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It looked awful. It just looked really bad, and like
Apparently the DP
It's like you
for-
saw the joke coming. If you're a fan of the thing, it's like you saw the joke coming, so it wasn't even funny.
Yeah. Well,
It's like when Brody showed up.
yeah.
Like
They
I
basically
was like,
just
this isn't
replayed
even
the same
funny.
scene. A lot of it was just replaying the same scenes from the first movie.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's it.
Like,
But
I'm
that
like,
he
Hannah, look,
wanted to
they're
do
about to do
that,
the
but-
thing. They're about to do the thing, and then he does the thing.
Yeah.
It's like la 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 la, meh 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 meh.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, cool, awesome, he did the thing. Like,
he
you're not gonna go back and watch
wanted
the
to
film
do
after
it,
that
but
again.
it's like he didn't execute any of it properly to make it funny in the sense
It felt
of
cheap.
like it's being
It
ironic.
felt like him and a bunch of friends just
like
hanging out.
he was trying to be ironic, but he didn't execute it very well.
I don't even know if he was being ironic, dude. I think he actually thinks the film is good.
My favorite scene is, and I'm not gonna spoil the scene, but it's the one where Affleck is in it, which we all know Affleck shows up in it because it was announced and everything.
Well,
But
it's not like he was doing anything else.
but even if you just want to skip to
Wasn't
that,
training to be Batman again. I can tell you that.
if you skip to that scene and just watch that one, that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
No, I'm gonna.
And
finish
it
because
actually
I'm just-
feels like a complete tone shift too once they hit that scene. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
No, I'm just a huge fan. You don't want to see a guy that you know has like superb talent do something shitty. It's like, it's like when Ridley
Yeah.
Scott makes a shitty film. Like Prometheus is not on the same level as Alien. It's just not. And
Well, it's also the people that, he used to work with a lot of different people than he works with now too. So it's like,
I blame Prometheus on that writer that convinced him to split it into 3 movies, though.
sure, but I mean, that's a director who makes that call, though. He should have final call, and if it's not, then you blame the studio.
Yeah.
The writer's not going to get that call. The writer does not get the call on, like, we're going to split this into 3. That's the studio going, we're going to
No, but it was his idea. He convinced Ridley Scott and then jumped ship almost immediately afterwards.
did they make 3 of those
because
yet?
Ridley Scott probably understood that it's like, Ridley Scott probably didn't even want to make the fucking film.
Did they make 3 of those yet though, or just 2? Right?
No.
No, they made 2, and Covenant was such a piece of shit that nobody was going to come back for another one.
I probably would.
Well, Tivis, you're a nice man. I'm the sourpuss. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's just because of this whole thing, like being home a little more often and having time. Like my girlfriend's home more often. We just we watch old shit, man. Old stuff is just better. Okay, there's a reason why these things are being remade. It's because they're good. It's just good shit, and it holds up. They try all this CGI shit, and it just doesn't work. Like, and you age yourself. Fuck, man. I watched Infinity War the other day, and it just looks bad with the CG. It's already starting to look bad. Because, like, Thanos looks cheaper in that than he did in Endgame, even though Endgame's the shittier film. And I'll never get over Mark Ruffalo's head just floating inside that fucking Hulkbuster armor. It looks so dumb. You guys are so screwed now. I'm like, it's a funny joke, but man, it looks like his head's floating in this black void. Looks stupid as hell. I'm just saying, they look like PS2 monsters fighting all these people, and then when you go back to like Civil War, everything's like fucking practical. Even like Black Panther's suit. Like I can't even get over in Infinity War, they do this push up into T'Challa, and he's wearing like a fucking onesie, and he's got this huge bulge. I'm like, oh fuck. That's all I see now. And then he's like, Wakanda forever. And I'm like, man, your dick is huge. I don't know. I'm just trying to say, like, I wish people would stop trying to make sequels and reboots. Kevin Smith is a good writer. I didn't even really care for a lot of his like horror shit when he did Red State and stuff, but Red State was decently received.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
would just
actually
like to see him go
really
do more
like.
stuff.
Have you seen Red State or no?
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't particularly like it, but
No?
it was fine. I thought it was all right. I like John Goodman.
Yeah.
The cult thing, I was just like, oh, that's a little on the nose and obvious, but like at the same time, I'm like, oh man, the actor's really good. The guy who's playing the leader.
Yeah.
Essentially the guy. It's essentially the West Baptist Church.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's kind of neat. And then he tried to do this like weird rapture thing at the end, where I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting.
Which, if he would have had the budget and money, that ending would have been completely off the walls. But
which could have been fun, but I go, I liked it better in Dogma.
Yeah.
I like Dogma. I thought Dogma was really solid. I thought Mallrats was like super solid. Chasing Amy was like the different film. Like it was completely different compared to everything for me. And Clerks is still funny. Like that's a movie that was wasn't even intended to look cheap. It's what they shot with what they had, and it's endearing and it's good. It's good writing. The man was meant for good dialogue.
Yeah.
And
that's what he was best at, you know. That's what made Clerks good.
yeah.
His comic run, everyone loves as well.
Yeah.
What is he? He did Green Arrow, and I think he did a Green Lantern.
Daredevil?
Didn't he? Or was it Daredevil? I thought he did Green Arrow.
I know he did. I'm pretty sure it was Daredevil. He was part of the Marvel
Or was it-
Knights.
No, I think it was Green Hornet. I'm thinking.
Yeah, he probably did that. I could see him doing
Yeah,
that.
he did Green Hornet.
Yeah.
And then he did Batman, and then he's doing or did Hit Girl comic right now.
Really?
A Hit Girl movie written by Kevin Smith would be awesome. I think potentially him or Seth Rogen could really do it. I think. I was trying to think. Yeah, it's still one of my guilty pleasures. I liked Green Hornet for a superhero film. I actually liked it for
The
some
Seth
reason.
Rogen one?
Yeah, it wasn't great, but I found there was a good movie in there, and they just kind of fucked it up halfway through for some reason.
Well, I mean,
the guy who
that's-
played Kato was like perfect casting.
Seth
Like,
Rogen
I thought the guy who was
proven-
Kato was awesome.
Yeah. Seth Rogen has proven, though, that he can do comic book stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like-
The Boys is amazing. It's why I'll consider watching The Preacher at some point.
Like, he's proven it. It's with the Green Hornet one, there was a lot of studio interaction with that shit, where he
Oh, I
didn't
imagine.
get complete control, which, you know, fuck him, I guess.
I imagine. I'd like to see him retry Green Hornet on Amazon. It'd be awesome. I'd like to see him do that. What are you gruffing over there, Kenny? Why are you just gruffing into your mic?
Coughing. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I get it. You just what?
It's the Rona, man. Just
Oh
let
man.
go.
Go crush a lime. You'll be fine.
No.
What are you doing, man? Like just nothing? Just same old, no bullshit.
Kenny watched the whole show in like a couple of days, didn't you?
What show?
Yeah.
What are you watching? Porn?
How big of a show?
3 seasons of it, too.
Future Man.
Oh shit! Speaking of Seth fucking Rogen,
We watched that. Yeah, in it was like 3 days, 2-3 days.
the
For-
lead chick with purple hair, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. She was on Scrubs like the last like 2 seasons. She was so bae. I love her. I love her so much. I love her.
I like the dude who plays Wolf.
Well, I know you like dudes. Calm down.
But you're thinking Eliza Coop.
Yes,
That's
thank
her
you.
name.
JD called her Joe.
Which actually apparently the guy who played Wolf is actually in Preacher. Oh, cool.
There you go. Seth Rogen holding on to his peeps.
I know Haley Joel Osment showed up in season 2 of Future Man.
And the last one. Most of it, I think. Yeah. No.
No, he was in the
No,
second.
yeah, it
just
was
the
only
second
season 2.
Could
yeah.
he see dead people?
1. He was in season 1 too.
Was he in season? Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, because he's the dick at the beginning.
Here's something. I was curious. You guys dabble in the internet, right? Other than porn, I would hope. Have you guys ever heard of this YouTube channel, or at least style of video, called Bad Lip Reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They do NFL ones. They do like movie ones. They do all kinds of shit.
Hilarious Star Wars music.
Oh my God, the seagulls, touch man, like, I love the Yoda one. So I was curious, where do you think the origins for that idea or like that channel came from? I was thinking about this the other day. Anybody?
I have no idea.
So this is where my brain went. It's them just making up words that, you know, looks like what a person's saying from afar or whatever.
Mhm.
It's essentially shitty ADR, right? For people who don't know what ADR is, it's like, oh, you know, you shot the scene and the weather wasn't good or the mics didn't work, so they bring them into a recording booth.
That's a good
And
thing.
they re-record their audio for the show. I was thinking, do you think that these guys got that idea from like old shitty censored like televised versions of movies? Like, you know, like Snakes on a Plane or The Big Lebowski, they would say like all these curse words and they would just make up bullshit words that sounded like instead of motherfucker, they'd say like mother fudger or you mother lover or something like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's possible.
So I was really curious about this because it was making me laugh because have you ever seen Big Lebowski? Any of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't imagine this will get us flagged or anything because we're not putting it on YouTube, so I don't care. This is a scene from Big Lebowski. It was after Walter left. I cannot remember the guy's name, but him and Lebowski are leaving this dude's house. I don't want to say it's Kenny, but it's stuck in my head. He takes a crowbar to the guy's really nice car. Larry. It's Larry. And he goes, you remember Larry? This is what you get it, Larry. This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. So I'm going to play the scene and I want you guys to hear it. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm going to play it on my mic. Hopefully you guys hear it. And this, I heard this scene the other day and this is what spurned that thought. So I'm curious.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Here you go, Larry. You see what happens? You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens? This is what happens, Larry. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps? This is what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? This is what happens when you feed a scrambled eggs.
I'm just sorry, dude.
That's so terrible.
Like, I'm just like, so, because, you know, we all know that. Like, we all remember that somehow. Where it's just random bullshit lines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that had to, like, been the inspiration for bad lip reading, right? Like, they were just like, yeah, we could do that. Because it went from, like, what was the difference between, like, dubbing the line just to cover up the bad word versus, like, you could tell they were trying to come up with words that just matched the way their lips moved.
So here's a funny thing, too.
It better be funny.
They actually did this
You
entire
mother
thing.
lover, I'm sorry.
The entire movie was shot with curse words in it. Like, they were saying fuck, shit, all that stuff.
As you do.
In Galaxy Quest.
Yes, I have actually heard this.
You go back and watch that, and you can see where they dub through. And there's literally one shot of Sigourney Weaver saying fuck or what the fuck. And it's like right on her face. They didn't decide to, like, you know, cut the camera to a different angle or anything with that one. And you see it, and it's like, holy shit. And then you start realizing it throughout the rest of the movie because they weren't planning on it to be a PG movie. It was after they shot it, the studio was like, we want this to be a PG movie.
Yeah, it was supposed to be PG-13 because Tim Allen was pushing for that. And I do remember there were even some stations where they actually would start to blur out people's mouths.
Yes.
Because you could still tell what they were saying. It was insane. And like I said, like it was one of those things, like I remember watching the bad lip reading video. It was one of the football ones, which was really funny. And yeah, I was just wondering how you get that idea because that sparks from something. And then, and then somebody talked about Snakes on a Plane where it was like, the whole fucking funny part was, I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. And it's like, that's the part in the theater where everybody puts their fucking hands up. That's Captain America picking up Mjolnir. You know, is Samuel Jackson doing that. And, fuck, man, it was just like, I'm sick of these mother-loving snakes on this father fudging plane, and it was like that didn't look right at all. And then there's another version on like ABC where they like bleeped his like they blurred his mouth out, and then I don't even know what they did with it. I think they even almost cut the scene. But
Probably.
it was fucking insane. I've been laughing my ass off about that all day. I watched that fucking "Did you find a stranger in the Alps?" Like, what? It's so fucking funny. I just don't understand why profanity is such a big deal, but yet we have like so much gore and shit in films.
Funny in Galaxy Quest. I'll just go back to that because it's in my head. They cut out all the words, but they still left all the sexual stuff in the movie.
Sexual innuendos are fun.
And well, like Sigourney Weaver's boobs are out almost all the entire movie, dude. Like, and I was like, wait, how is this PG?
Because she's, it's cleavage, man. It's not like she's showing titty.
Yeah, that movie just shouldn't have been like for kids, like with the story outline and stuff. But they made it work, I guess. I mean, I'm guessing if it wasn't a PG movie, it wouldn't have been as big of a hit.
Okay, so speaking of big hits,
where's Hannah? Oh,
this will be damn. To be fair, she'll hit me. This is the last thing I got. I was thinking about this too, because you were talking about boobs everywhere.
Yeah.
I recently saw a scene from Batman and Robin. Tivis, I know your ears just perked up.
Yeah.
I think Batman and Robin is a very, very fun film. It's a terrible film, but I think it's one of the best Batman films to watch. I will watch that over an Adam West film any day. Now, that being said, it's because Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy is so hot. Guys, it's so great. But I remember saying the phrase to Hannah while I was watching the scene. I go, she's stirring up some thoughts because she looked good in her costume.
Uh-huh.
I go, is that where the term, and guys, I'm about to be really old. I'm really sorry. Is that where the term thought came from?
Like thought as in like THOT?
Like a hot chick or a hot dude is like stirring up thoughts. Like I'm thinking about them. That's why they're a thought. Because they're making me think about them all the time. Like they're bringing up dirty thoughts. Is that a thing? Is that where that came from?
I don't know.
I've always heard it was a...
I actually know the answer.
Oh, okay.
So, no, I'm curious. Tivis, what do you think?
I can't think of the word now. Where you take the first letter of a bunch of words.
It's called an acronym.
Acronym, thank you.
Okay, you are correct. You probably don't know the word, so I will keep you off the spot.
Ho over there.
That hoe over there.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, you were fucking right. You know who knew that? Hannah. She looked at me like I was a fucking retard. She goes, it's that hoe over there. I was like, what?
You didn't know that?
She goes, yeah, it's a fucking... No, I didn't know that. Why do you think I brought it up?
Oh, it drives me... My wife watches a bunch of reality shows. It drives me nuts when they're like, that thought there. I'm like, it doesn't make sense when you say it that way.
I say that to Nick
I
all
was
the
like,
time.
what the fuck?
I whenever there's some dumb person on TV just doing something like that, I'm just like, what the hell is up with that thought? So Nikki knows what it means.
See, I don't actually use the word. But see, this is where I'm making fun of you guys because I don't use the word. I don't use the lingo. Therefore, I'm allowed to be stupid.
I don't use it. I just watch it.
It's really... So
appreciate
there's
it.
multiple things for it. Like it means that hoe over there. But
well,
it's
I love
also
the fact
like,
that you actually knew the understanding of the acronym, but didn't actually know what an acronym was. But like you knew what it was the other way. You knew what an acronym was. You just didn't know how to define it. So fine, fair enough. Or the other way around. You didn't know what it was actually called.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny to me.
It's all right.
It's just so funny. Little pieces of knowledge that you don't have, but you know of the thing. I just find that interesting. It was a lot of fun.
I got made fun of the other day. I don't know how I got made fun of for knowing something, but I got made fun of for knowing
think of a lot
shit.
of reasons why you get made fun of on a daily basis, my dude.
But I knew what a homonym was. And Nick,
Oh, yeah.
Nick was like, Where the fuck did you even learn that? Where she like tried to berate me for like fucking knowing stuff.
Michael, for the people that might not know, like I don't know, like me, what's a homonym?
A homonym is a word. There are two different words. Okay, we'll go with this. There's two separate words. They're spelled exactly the same, but have two completely different meanings. They're spelled the same and pronounced the same.
So read.
Oh, is it spelled?
Read and read.
No, those aren't pronounced the same. So
yeah, they are. Well, red and red. How about that? READ and RED.
No. They have to be spelled exactly the same too.
Oh, okay.
Spelled the same and
see, I already
pronounced
fucked
the
it up.
same. Yeah. That's what she tried to do. She's like,
Damn
well,
it.
so it would be different spelling. And I was like, no. She like looked it up, and I was like, see, I know things. And she's like, how do you know that, but don't know this? And
Yeah.
It's like, well,
It's because I
fuck
never
off.
got I make the argument because I didn't know how to swim, bitch. I had to teach 40-year-olds how to swim. Things that you don't know are hard.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew it
Babies-
was also spelling. I knew it was words that sound the same.
Yeah, it was the exact spelling.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Because there's
Do you guys know what a palindrome is?
Nope.
It's
I can
things
be
that
honest.
can be spelled both directions, right? Or said the same or something
Yes,
like
sir. Forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, awesome. See, Tivis is on my fucking mindset. I like it.
There you go.
We're dialed in, sir. God damn you and your fucking thumbnail, Tivis. I fucking hate your thumbnail. Every time it pops in, it just makes me uncomfortable.
I only have one thing to
He
say.
looks like he's pooping so hard.
that. That's why I took the screenshot.
Ah! That's the face I'm looking at right now. It just cut to it. It's awful. I can't do it, man. This is awful.
Oh.
Don't yawn on me, you fucking bitch.
I didn't. I burped. Wait, how the hell did you guys get
Oh.
flipped on my screen?
Yeah, I know. Kenny's over here now.
It's hot.
Wow. All right. Well, guys,
Anyways, guys.
Anyways. Look, listen. Anyways. No. Anyways. Like.
Preferably.
Okay. Anyways.
Now that way. Sideways, guys.
Now. Anyways.
Look, downwards,
Let's.
guys.
Anyways. So we're gonna. Anyways, this into
Kenny,
an anyways.
stop fucking having it right now. Look, if you would speak more, Kenny, we would appropriate this for you. We would culturally appropriate this for a Kenny podcast. But apparently, you just wanted to be the fucking peanut gallery, which I'm fine with because I'm glad you're here. Tivis, you're cool too.
Unless Tivis, let's go on about wrestling then for another hour.
God damn it, I love men in spandex.
Okay, so guys, I thought this would be cool to end the cast off with
Bring it.
5 recommends. Not necessarily your like top 5 or whatever bullshit. Just 5 recommends of something that's streaming out there for people to go watch since we're all quarantining, so we got quarantine and stream and all that shit.
Well, I'm not
so.
quarantining, but also, do I take my pants off for this?
Yes, take them off.
Okay.
Stand up
nailed it.
too.
Already done.
Put your dick by the mic and smack it. Give it a mushroom stamp.
Oh no, it's inside me.
The mic is inside you? Or?
Well, I hope not, because it would sound more like
There's how's it going?
So, I just figure 5 each. That way there's 20 by the end of this. Whatever.
man, 5's a lot. 20 fucking recommendations, my dude.
Total.
Really?
Total. 5, 10, 15,
How about
20.
3?
No,
Let's go with
how about
3.
5? Because they already looked up 5 for themselves. Because I
all
let
right. Get fucked me.
behind
All
the
right, cool.
curtain. I let everyone know.
Oh
to
yeah,
do
he
this.
told me like 2 hours ago.
No, I
He
didn't. I
probably
told you
fucking
last.
told you like
I told
a week
you last
ago.
night.
Last
That's
night.
fine. I got this. This is fine.
I told everyone
It's
last
fine.
night.
No, it's fine.
There we go. All right. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Mister, I got this. I know everything.
Yeah,
got
I
tons.
know every fucking thing,
If you
man.
can, guys, if you know,
I know what an acronym is.
if you know what streaming service, God, if you do know what streaming service the thing is on that you're recommending, just shout that out too, so that people know if they can go watch it there. All right. So who wants to start? Kenny.
Dibs on Kenny.
You haven't
guess.
heard you talk, so you're
Right.
first.
Well, one that I just found, I don't even think it's technically on a streaming service because I have Hulu Live, but Prodigal
Fucking
Son.
brag about it.
I mean, if it's on
fucking
Hulu,
Prodigal
then
Son, that's on Fox. That looks awesome.
okay.
I'm 10 episodes deep, and it is insane.
The lead guy who's like the dude in prison when he starts out is the dude from Amazon's. It was that one with David Tennant, Michael, that we were watching.
The
Bible one.
Shit.
I can't.
Good Omens.
Good Omens,
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. Ya boy. Holla at you, boy. Yes.
Okay.
Hell
so,
yeah. I would definitely. I haven't even seen. I just saw fucking previews, and I would say recommend. Yes. Great idea.
And what channel was that on? Or
Fox.
Fox?
But you can
Fox.
get it
It's
on
Hulu too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yee.
Everything's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Except if it's on Disney Plus.
Oh,
I know fucking Disney took Home Improvement off Hulu while I was watching. I was like, motherfuckers.
Oh, you
Oh
cry
shit.
Too, you cry too much.
I gotta get my Tim Allen fix. Okay.
Oh, let's see.
Number 2.
I gotta think of one.
What the fuck?
Oh,
This is
we
why
started watching that Outer Banks show.
Outer Banks. What's that one?
Yeah. It's pretty much like there's 2 different types of families in the Outer Banks. There's, the rich people and the poor people.
Gotcha.
And these kids are looking for treasure that the one kid's dad died searching for, or something like that.
Okay.
It gets kind of crazy. It's kind of like a thriller action type thing.
And what's
That's on Netflix.
Netflix? Outer Banks? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a series, I'm taking it?
Yeah, it's a series. I think. Yeah, it's a series.
Okay.
It's like hour-long episodes, but it's a series.
Right. All right. Number 3.
I know it's one that's probably been out for a while, but I watch on Amazon Prime the Man in the High Castle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've had
I want to
very
watch
good
that.
stuff about that.
Yeah.
Is that a?
I've watched all 3 seasons. It's insane.
Am I retarded? Is that like a Twin Peaks thing?
It's
all reality.
It's pretty much like if we lost World War II,
Yeah. The
like
That sounds
alternate
awesome.
universe.
it's like
It's-
Germany and the Japanese. Yeah.
That's cool.
And-
That's funny you brought that up. I saw Red Sun the other day. That's pretty cool shit. The idea of Superman.
It's kind of weird though, because like they got like there's these films that they find and it shows America, because it's set. I think it's set in like the 50s
Mm.
or 60s. and
Yeah, it
it's
takes
set-
place right after the
So after World War.
the
Yeah,
World War,
just
yeah.
after World War II. But it was like they find these films that depict America now, like our timeline.
Oh.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
there's
like
a
all
multiverse
timeline.
thing,
Like
and
they
it's
have.
retarded.
so it's like really good and then kind of goes off the rails like
Yeah.
halfway through.
Like the last season, it just goes crazy off the rails.
They were probably
Like
trying to
fucking
just
Stranger
close it
Things.
Like they're
up.
it's kind of like the Nazi Arrow thing, the crossover.
Yeah. Like I
It's
said,
kinda
like
that.
Superman
Like they
Red Sun.
yeah, they try to send the Nazis through the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
was
can see
like,
that. That'd be fun.
yeah,
Oh,
I
from
like Iron Sky.
the
Fuck it.
Crisis on Earth X or whatever it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, that's kind of what it reminded me of.
So that's your number 3. Number 4.
I'm a fatty, so I watch Ugly Delicious. It's a
Baking show?
I forget his. Yeah, no, it's a guy who actually goes around and like goes to other cooks' houses. Forget his damn name. But
Chef Ramsay?
no, it's crap. What is his name?
Guy Fieri.
No, it's an Asian guy. I forget his name.
What's the name of the show again?
Corona.
What? It's Ugly Delicious. But he goes around like trying different like different pizzas, different tacos, different
James
Just like
Beard.
things.
No, Chef David Chang.
Yes,
There you go.
yes.
Like just like American fast food staple type shit.
And that's on.
But he goes around to like different chefs' houses and stuff like that.
Gotcha. That's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's also on Netflix.
Okay.
That's just because I'm fat and I want food all the time.
I feel you.
But I just don't
100%.
get fat. It's weird.
Oh, fucking good for
Numero
you.
cinco.
Fucking brag about it. Oh, I understood that. That was 5 for my people.
Number
Oh
5.
no. You know numbers
Yee. I can count sometimes.
sometimes.
1, 2, 4, 5.
Some people would get that.
I got a master's degree. What, you my master now?
Yes.
Let's think of a fourth one here.
Fifth one. Fifth
No,
one.
Cinco's 5, you dipshit.
5.
Fifth, yeah.
We just talked about it.
You just did 4, bro.
What?
You just did 4. All right, number 5.
No, Cinco.
Numero 5.
Cinco.
I'm prolonging the fuck out of this. I'm sorry.
This is all your fault.
I know I'm the worst.
This is your fault, man. I told you a day in advance.
Yeah,
Write the
I'm
shit down.
busy.
Am I the only one that uses notes on their fan phone? Oh yeah, you don't have iPhone. See,
I'm still working.
There
I'm
is
essential.
notes on Samsungs.
I got a notepad open.
you literally have a stylus
Shut
you
up,
can write
Tivis.
on your phone.
Oh, I'm so glad I know you enough. I feel like I can yell at you now.
It just to make
Just-
people mad.
you
Everybody go watch Tiger King.
Yeah.
On,
No, I like it. Good
on,
call.
on.
There is a brand new extra episode, so yeah, fucking great call.
It's on Netflix.
That episode's funny as hell.
See, there you go. Fuck yeah.
I don't know. After watching,
I watched
Tiger
too much
King,
Netflix after. I just realized that.
It's what I'm starting to feel like. To be fair, you shouted out Hulu first, so you don't
Yeah.
seem like a shill. So
After watching Tiger King though, and like sitting on it, because I watched it all in one day, I was
Ugh.
just like, and then they brought out that new episode, and I watched that. I was just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't watch this ever again in my life.
I loved all the memes that came out after the stimulus
I
checks. Though
didn't.
they're like, "Oh, I could totally buy a tiger with this."
God damn it. Yeah.
Apparently, they
Well,
didn't
that's
get the
like-
point of that documentary then.
It's all right. I
Right.
got a tiger. I got a growlithe. It looks like a dog tiger. It's a Pokemon. It's all good.
Well, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, I've got like this many kids and I'm married and I can get
Yeah.
I can get like 3 tigers."
Cool, and they'll eat all my kids.
Weren't the tigers like a lot of money?
They're like
200
They're like
grand or
$2,000.
something
They're
like
12.
that.
They're
like-
$2,000 a piece.
Were they $2,000?
Easy.
I thought they were
and
more
that's
than
just
that.
to like get the rights even to, and like
And some
have them in your house.
yeah.
right.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Oh, we're definitely going with Tivis because I don't know. I didn't know we were doing this.
Yes, you did.
Not until like 2 hours before we were fucking doing it.
Not my fault that you don't read your texts.
You're a prick. You are,
Dude,
you are.
I literally
you are-
texted you
are a
last night
limey-
about this shit.
You are a limey
This
bog
guy.
swaddler.
This guy over here. I can't do
the
accents.
fuck was that? Well, what even was that? Was that Margot Robbie trying to be Brooklyn?
There we go. I got my Margot Robbie accent now.
Fucking hate you. Shut up. Tivis, save me from this man.
He wanted to go
I-
last because he wanted to make sure we didn't have duplicates.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
I have 9 because I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna steal some.
See?
Holy
Holy
shit!
crap.
I only stick to 5 though.
No,
All
I'm
right.
with you.
All right, go on.
So, I didn't know how broad you guys' stuff you watch were, so I got some
Don't call Hannah abroad. That's not cool.
stuff in here that's for,
I'm fucking you guys up so much with those little comments. I feel really bad.
he just doesn't want me to talk, so he sees the Undertaker.
Dude, it hurts so much. It fucking sucks. I want to close my eyes. All right, what do you got?
Okay.
Well, the first one I have is called "Welcome to the NHK," and you can watch that on Funimation. It's an anime,
Okay.
and it's from the genre slice of life, which
Mhm.
for anime that means a bit different than what it does for literature and other movies. But it's about a 22-year-old, college dropout who's got social problems, and this whole show
Oh,
was
same.
designed around a lot of the stuff prevalent in Japan, but it also is pretty widespread around here. But
What, Godzilla?
yeah, he's a shut-in. He's starts hallucinating because he doesn't have social contact. His furniture starts talking to him. Like his fridge is telling him conspiracy theories.
That
at one
sounds
point
familiar.
in the show. What's that?
That sounds familiar.
Well,
Like
one day
sofa killer.
this girl comes up
Like
to him
Pee
and
Wee
has
Herman,
an
that's
experiment
what
to
it
try
is.
and get him back in society. And during this, he gets stuck with pyramid schemes. He ends up in a suicide pact. He is recruited to create an adult entertainment game. He becomes addicted to TV. It's basically just a bunch of random shit. It's full
So
of
it's my
dark
life
humor.
story.
It's
Got it. I like it.
but it is amazingly written. It's one I highly recommend people check out.
Hit the title one more time.
Welcome to the NHK.
Okay.
And that's
so two
on where?
questions.
Yeah.
It's from Funimation.
Funimation.
It's
So
on
one.
Funimation, but yeah.
Are there boobs?
No, they don't do that on there. I don't think they might.
All right. Fair enough. Half a point taken off, but I'll still watch it. Second.
All right, and the rest
Do
of
you-
this is kind of full of older. I got one more thought-provoking one, but the rest is like older comedies because just to lift people's spirits.
Mhm.
Scrubs.
There you go.
Your boy, always.
What's
Nothing
that
wrong
on
to
right
go back.
now?
Just the stuff in that show, the social commentary with the medical field and stuff. It's stuff still prevalent today, which has kind of led the show to be timeless, even though it's almost 20.
I agree.
And I kind of want to lump in one, if you guys will allow it.
Go nuts. You do whatever you want.
You
You're
haven't
an
even done
honorary-
5, have you?
You're an honorary man.
I
at this
also
point.
recommend the it is in the same universe and kind of a sequel, the Cougar Town. I stayed away from it for years because of the title, but holy crap, that show is funny. Bill Lawrence is on point as ever.
I love
Highly
Cougar.
recommend. Both are on Hulu.
My biggest issue is don't be scared when I think it's season 3. They essentially got canceled and rebought by TBS.
Yeah.
So a lot of their backgrounds look like shit because they had to move to green screen because they weren't shooting in Florida anymore. And so yeah, a lot of scenes look like garbage. Some of the writing got a little bit weaker towards I think it was the end of season 4.
Kind of.
But it's a
still
good show,
hilarious.
and you get all. If you like Scrubs, you'll like Cougar Town, 100%.
yeah.
Oh, and Nick Zano's in it. Steelman from fucking Legends
Yes.
of Tomorrow
Yeah, he's her first boyfriend.
bangs Courtney Cox. Like I refuse to believe that everybody would love to do that. Just throwing
Then
that out there.
Okay.
the next one I got is another anime. It's on Crunchyroll. It's part of the Gundam franchise. It's called 0080 War in the Pocket. It's only 6 episodes, but the way it's told, Gundam is known for telling, the kind of tragedies of war mixed in with some action and stuff. This one very much, I don't know what you're doing. This one, it's only 6 episodes, but it's basically, there's a civil war going on. If you want to know more about that, you can delve into the other shows. That's not what this one's about. It's this kid stuck in the middle. He knows people on both sides. They don't know each other exist. When they do, they fight to kill each other, and he's stuck with the tragedy that follows. It is so good. And what am I on? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah.
Fuck, I lost it. What was your selling point on the first part? For that title? What was the title?
Oh, it's Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket.
There it is. Have you? I'm a huge Rooster Teeth fan. Have you heard of Genlock?
Oh yeah.
Have you watched any of it?
Oh, I watched the whole first season.
You like it?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan does one of the main voices. He plays Chase, and you have Maisie Williams, Elle Fanning, I believe, and then like a bunch of Rooster Teeth people that you would like. I don't know if you listened to our Endgame one, but we had Philip Span on. He is their audio guy, like their lead mixer. He was a friend of mine in
Is
in
a friend.
college. I just say is. He's not like gone or anything, but like he's like an audio god, and he's like super awesome. So I'm like, yeah, if you haven't seen Genlock, go see Genlock. That's good shit, especially if you like Gundam stuff. That was a great call. I like your call.
Oh,
you have good taste, sir.
So my fourth one, I'm gonna go back to Funimation with another anime. It is a current airing show called My Hero Academia.
Love that. Yeah.
Classic.
It is beautifully done, well written, and it's really interesting to see the Japanese perspective on our Western superheroes. And
yeah.
For my last one, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Which season?
Till what season?
Oh boy, I'm glad
No,
you
because
asked.
there's 3 different ways to process this.
I have 4, actually 3, but 4 entry points that they have put into the show since it came back in 2005. The first obviously being Series 1, which they started renumbering it. Series 1 with Eccleston.
Yep.
Highly recommend starting there because they do a good job reintroducing a lot of the key stuff in the show, and plus Eccleston is just amazing.
Yeah, he does a great job. And I like Mickey. I like Mickey and the mom and Rose's mom a lot more than I like Rose. I don't like Rose.
Mickey has the best arc out of any of the characters, I think. Going from a sniveling coward to just how they leave him at the end.
Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey.
Well, and you gotta argue because then you end up with Ricky, which
Gervais.
you watch and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Wait, this is all Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, it's so fucking good, dude. I love Doctor Who. I love it.
The second entry point I would say would be Series 5 when they get a new showrunner, Stephen Moffat, and actor Matt Smith.
Oh, really? That far in? Yeah, I can give you that.
Because David Tennant and Eccleston's are pretty much like you need to watch them back to back to get some of the stuff, especially
because he is running around with the same characters, the same companions.
But this Series 5, they like start everything over again. They slowly reintroduce some of the stuff. You don't need to know a lot of it. I mean, there's bonus if you do. The next one they tried to do one was Series 8 with Peter Capaldi.
Oof.
Not a great entry point, even though they meant it to be.
I hate Clara. I hate her. I hate her so much.
But the new Jodie Whittaker, starting with Series 11.
That's when the series died.
No, I disagree.
I would say about
highly
halfway
disagree.
through. I would say 2 episodes in, that's when the series died.
Once again, they're throwing out the past. New showrunner, new doctor, new companions.
Chibnall, who will go down in infamy as the guy who destroyed Doctor Who.
I can't disagree. Harder.
Now, I gotta ask though. This is a huge contention point because, to be fair with me, I felt the show pseudo jumped the shark. At the 50th year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it, but I go, I don't see myself watching anymore. And my favorite scene from the Capaldi stuff is the one that gets memed to hell is the war button.
Yeah.
Wartime, where they're on either side and they have to push the button.
I
love his war speech. It's so well done.
That is the best dialogue in the show, period.
FYI, look, calm down. But I do agree with you. It's up there. David Tennant and I believe Matt Smith have actually read that as well. And I think somebody else has read that speech as well. You can look online for it. But the big contention for me is I'm David Tennant guy. I love David Tennant. And then they moved into Matt Smith's era. One of the main contentions or like the separatings is they felt Matt Smith wasn't as good a doctor as Tennant, but Amy Pond and Rory were better companions. Like they were more compelling than the doctor in that series. I kind of have to agree with that. I like Rory and Amy, like the Centennial Man storyline. I love that so much. I thought Rory was awesome.
We're getting
Arthur Darvill, who ends up being Rip Hunter.
Yeah,
which was funny. But what'd you say? What were you saying?
Oh no, I'm just saying we're dangerously close to going down a rabbit hole here because I could do this all.
Yeah.
Yes,
day.
I would love to talk Doctor Who with you. I'm a huge fucking fan. And yeah, the 50th anniversary is what killed me. I thought John Hurt was so cool as the War Doctor. God damn, it was so cool.
Yeah, and for those who don't know too much about Doctor Who, it did start November 23rd, 63, the same day JFK got shot.
Yeah, I know, so crazy, right?
And They went 26 seasons, skipped 1 year because there was a strike, and had a television movie in '96. You can go back and watch those; they're fine.
They're boring as sin.
I
They're so boring. But
They're
I mean, they're
different.
watchable and they're fun, like nostalgia. It's not even nostalgia because you don't even grow up with them, but it's neat. It's like old Star Trek shit.
Yeah.
It's like kind of seeing how they
Yeah.
did stuff with what they had, and considering how old it is, it's like kind of cute and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of fun.
if you're into classic stuff like that, it's definitely worth a watch.
Okay,
Oh,
before
so
you
I
move to
might
your
like
last
it then.
one, I
That
gotta
was
ask.
my last one.
That was his last.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
I gotta ask before we move to Michael. How do you feel about the retcon for what they did with the Doctor in this final episode?
Well, most of it was planned back in the '80s, so they kind of just stole that and repackaged it.
Which I would like to see more
Proof
on that.
the Cartmel master plan. It's been well documented, but
The way they executed it is.
the execution and some of the things they changed, I'm kind of like, why?
It makes me hate the Doctor.
Stop making the character special. Just leave him average.
I just hate. I don't like the Doctor now, and I think the Time Lords are awful and they deserve to die. So I have no emotional investment in them anymore.
Yeah.
That was my biggest issue. That's the only reason why I don't like it anymore. It
Well,
recontextualized the entire show. It's
They
awful.
were kind of made monsters long ago, which is
But there was a difference between being like a dictatorship and they're just like full on, just like, oh yeah, no, they're awful. Like they're no better than the Daleks or the Cybermen. And I'm like, oh, I hate this. This is awful. And the Doctor is actually a part of it, which is even worse. So I'm like,
yeah.
oh. I don't like it. I hated it. I thought it was awful. I thought it killed the series, 100%. For me, anyway. But I can still go back and watch. I can still go back and watch all of them, but it's tainted. Feels wrong. It feels wrong.
I forgot to mention the new stuff is on Amazon Prime for America. You can, the classic are on BritBox, I believe, if you can get that,
Or just Google. You can find the dark webs.
Yeah.
You can get on there. You can
Well,
find
I mean, Daily Motion. I know the guy on there.
your boy. Oh, fucking humble brag.
Well,
Good
not
list.
personally. We just had a lot of conversations back in the day.
Yeah.
Shit. Good list. I like it.
So it's me then.
Yeah,
All
your
right.
boy.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna start it off with the one that I just recommend everyone see. Period. Whether it's streaming or not. Parasite. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's such a good movie. I ended up buying it on Blu-ray because I wasn't gonna wait for it to stream again.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, that's a good one. One I am watching right now that I just find it's fun, especially like you guys were saying, if you like that old timey like sci-fi bullshit stuff. Space Precinct. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's a British show as well. It's interesting because it's a British show, but it's about a New York cop in space. So I was just like, and there's really only one person with like a British accent, and then
Pigs in space.
they did some weird like ADR shit though too, because there's like this big old like muscular black dude, and like when he talks, it's straight up like a whiny ass white dude that you could tell. It's so weird. It's so weird. It doesn't even match the mouth or anything. It's just
That's awesome.
awful.
I love Terry Crews.
Right.
Shit. Sorry.
So that's number 2 right there. Number 3, To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story. It's a documentary on Kane Hodder, guy who played Jason, stunt guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
You
on.
like you gave me deep eye contact
Yeah.
through the camera.
I was literally looking.
Like, I didn't
Well,
know. I had no idea.
The reason you thought that is because the camera is literally right in front of your face right
Well,
now.
not only that, you guys talked wrestling and
Yeah.
jerked your gurks for so long. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Kane from fucking WWE?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, awesome.
But To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story. It's on Shudder. If you guys have Shudder, I'm sure you can find it somewhere else.
SHUDDER. Not like you're blind.
SHUDDER. DDER.
Yes.
One that we just watched last night, which it's not like a great film, but it was interesting. It's Hulu does this like series of movies called Into the Dark. It's a series they have on there. Where
Are You Afraid of the Dark? I love
no, Into the Dark, where each movie takes place around a holiday. And we watched one.
Kwanzaa. Yeah.
We watched one called Crawlers, which took place around St. Patrick's Day. And they didn't cheapen out and give you a dumb leprechaun story, which was really
Damn
cool.
it. That's what I wanted, though.
And they're all
Shout out to Luck
horror.
of the
They're
Irish from
they're
Disney.
horror movies. They're all Blumhouse, however you want to pronounce it.
Sure, Thanos.
Films and stuff. So you know what you're getting just going into there. The lead actress in this one is actually the girl from the second season of The Punisher.
Deborah. No, wait.
The young girl.
The blonde.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Her name.
I don't recall her name. But it was a fun newer show. If you try to go to IMDb and just type in Crawlers, you won't find shit for this movie because you have to type in Into the Dark Crawlers because that's what they wanted you to do, I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that was number what? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. And I want to look this actor's name up because I liked him. Is Triple Threat. It's on Netflix. It's a martial arts action film. It actually has Michael Jai White in it.
Hey, Spawn.
Or
Black Dynamite. No, he literally was Black Dynamite.
Okay.
It was a great film. It was a great film. Fuck off. It was a great film. You looked at me like I did a racist joke. I didn't. It was a movie.
he was
It's a
also Gamble in The Dark Knight.
Good stuff.
And he was
Nice.
also in Arrow as the Bronze
Tiger
Tiger.
Claw?
He's the Bronze Tiger.
Bronze Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger Claw. No, that's fucking new guy. Tiger Claw.
But this one, it's a pretty cool one, and it has
Are you sniffing markers over there, Kenny? What the fuck are you doing? He's got. Oh no, it's a remote. I saw you like hold something up to your nose and you start going. I'm like, all right, calm down. Do that in the bathroom like a normal person. Do that in a nightclub, please.
They're not open.
well the
All right, sorry, Michael. I did it.
anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm
the reason that we actually watched this was just because it was on Netflix. It's Triple Threat. It's fun, like I said, martial arts action film. Just seeing Michael Jai White actually get to do some martial arts stuff in a film again is kind of cool. It stars. I am totally gonna fuck his name up. Iko Uwais. He was also the star of the Wu Assassins TV show on Netflix.
Oh shit! Yeah, I saw an episode of that.
So he's the star of that one, and he's like the main character in this show here. He's also in Stuber, which I want to see Stuber still.
That's the Kumail Nanjiani Dave Bautista film.
Yeah.
Indie film. I've
But-
heard good things.
Those are my top 5, but I do want to shout out one more. The reason it's not in my list, not my top 5, that's my list. The reason this isn't in my list is because it's not out yet, but it's coming soon to Amazon Prime, and it's called Upload. And it looks funny as shit. So what it is it takes place in a world where they have augmented reality, like a VR, basically.
In a world.
But
Yeah.
so if you're alive like this, you can enter it and go into a whole nother world. Basically, like
Yeah, I love The Matrix.
the what's that video game called or movie called?
Yeah,
Ready
I love
Player
Ready
One.
Player One.
Yeah, like that. Except for if you're dying,
Which was also The Matrix.
if you're dying, you can get your conscious uploaded into there so that you won't die. You will live there forever. But Triple Threat was a pretty cool movie. If you want a fun action flick. There's a lot of shit that happens in there. You're just like roll your eyes at. I've been noticing I've been rolling my eyes a lot more in movies lately. Probably because I'm taking more of John's input and looking at these things differently.
My bad.
But
look, I want to be entertained, but then at the same time, it's like I also don't want my time wasted.
yeah.
And I go, if it feels half-assed, then I feel like, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
It's like, do I owe this guy something? It's what I felt with Jay and Silent Bob. It was just like, I was really happy you did this, and then I watched it, and I'm very unhappy you did this. Because now it's like a film that, like, I own. I bought it.
Right. Oh, yeah, you bought it.
now-
I just watched it on
Yeah,
Prime.
and I don't intend to ever watch it again after I finish it. Because I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be unhappy that I finished it. And it's going to sully everything else.
Yeah.
It sounds really stupid, but it's like once you finish a film, it's like, cool, now I can just think, that was fun. Not think about him again. That's where it ended. It's great. Maybe make up a little fanfic in my head of where they went. That's great.
Right. Headcanon, bro.
But now I have a definitive film that told me this is where it went, and it was shit. And that's going to be the taste I left in my mouth.
It's not the definitive end because we're going
Well,
to
it's
go
kind
into
of like
the
the
next
idea that
one.
like this really great chef made this awesome steak, and I ate it, and I'm going to think about that steak for the rest of my life because it was so fucking good. And then I shit it out, and then they fed me that shit, and I go, but my shit doesn't taste like that awesome steak you gave me. It's a bummer. And now I'm going to taste this shit for the rest of my life. It's going to linger there. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, speaking of shit, what's your 5
What's
pieces
my
of-
list? Nailed it. Nailed it. That was awesome. Oh, man. Actually, a lot of mine ended up being TV shows for some reason.
Okay.
Due to the coronavirus thing, topical. Parks and Rec decided to put out a new episode.
Oh yeah, I saw
one-off
that.
episode.
Really?
They did it last night. I believe it was last night. I hadn't seen it, but I go, fuck it, since it's relevant. I think Parks and Rec is a phenomenal show. I think it's a better version of The Office. Sorry, everyone.
I would totally
People love
agree.
The Office. I make the argument that either a lot of fans, very seldom do I see people who both love The Office and love Parks and Rec. It's usually one or the other, or they tolerate both.
Right.
I love Parks and Rec. I think Parks and Rec is fucking awesome.
I got into Parks and Rec after a couple episodes, and I tried with The Office, and I just couldn't.
The first season of Parks and Rec is pretty shit. About 3 episodes into season 2 is when they finally get their legs, and I really, really like it. It's probably one of my favorite shows. Once Ben Schwartz and Rob Lowe show up, boom, that's when it just skyrockets to the moon.
I just like Aubrey Plaza, so.
She's a babe. She's a total babe. And I don't know. A lot of times we could talk about Leslie. Anyway. But people like Kristen Bell, they get the best actors ever. Like, they're so good. Chris Pratt started there for the most part, other than his, like, Orange County shit.
I like the story they tell of him just like showing up on set butt naked for real, and he wasn't supposed to.
That was really funny. He actually got a letter from the studio
Yeah.
about that. Or one of my favorites is after he was Star-Lord. It was like season 5 or 6 or something. And he's going up with Ben into like, they went to London. And he's like, really? You lost all that weight just from drinking beer? From not drinking beer? And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I drink a lot of beer. It was when he like,
Got
man,
buffed
trying
up
to
and
dress
shit.
that guy down after he looks like Star-Lord, it's hard. So yeah, I would go see Parks and Rec. It's a great show. Again, for the 19th, 20th time, Schitt's Creek. I went back and watched, to go back and fix one of the podcasts. I did miss an episode. That's what happened.
Okay.
I bitched about how I felt like some of the story arcs weren't,
Fully.
like it felt like they missed an episode.
Yeah.
It's because they did. They put the same thumbnail down on the last 2 episodes and put both episodes out on the same day.
Gotcha.
So I skipped one by accident. So actually, it finishes pretty good. Not like I think Scrubs might have the best finish to a show ever. And again, we don't talk about the final season.
I do.
Because it doesn't exist. I know, Tivis, you're such a golden, lighthearted man. I love you. But like I think it was season 7 or season 8. It was like the greatest ending ever. The Book of Love by Peter Gabriel closing it out. Oof, so good. Anyway, Schitt's Creek, awesome. Go watch it. Easy watch. It's like 10 episodes a season at like less than a half hour. Go watch it. Easy watch. Good shit. Want to bring it back just because I've seen Spider-Man being thrown around a lot lately and we've been talking animation. Go rewatch Into the Spider-Verse. That's a movie that didn't get enough love, and I would like to see it get some more. It's a good film.
I mean, it got enough love to get a sequel, so.
And a spinoff.
That woman's getting a season 2, so whatever.
I heard the ratings for that show dropped drastically this last week.
Yes, it did.
Holy
Well, it's
shit.
because their episodes are terrible.
Anyway, don't stream that.
Show's terrible. It's fine. But please keep renewing Batwoman so I get reaction videos. Those are my lifeblood. Oh my god, this is so funny. This show's so terrible. Yeah, so Into the Spider-Verse, go see it. It's great. Buy the album. Album's awesome. Punisher 1 and 2 on Netflix.
Well, that's all there is. It's just Punisher 1 and 2.
With John Berthel. Granted, he gets his, I would say just go on YouTube and look at his best ofs in Daredevil. So you get the introduction of his character and stuff, and then start his show. John Berthel was fucking built to play that character. He's awesome. He's awesome as Frank Castle. The gore is really solid. The action's really good. The acting's phenomenal. It's just they treat like military issues pretty good. I think at least like maybe not like 100% perfect, but they at least try to do it with like a gentle hand. Like they really do try to like, really be forthright with what they're doing. I like it a lot. It's really, really, really well done. And old one, if you're a fan of like Mary Poppins, like older films, we watched a few months back. It was Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Okay.
Little Miss Murder, She Wrote, plays a witch, hangs out with some kids, and they go into like a cartoon world. It's essentially Mary Poppins before Mary Poppins, and it's fucking awesome. I think I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that film. I thought it was going to be mostly nostalgia. It's really well done. I like it a lot. So Bedknobs and Broomsticks, very, very old film. Get a little culture, and yeah, that's what I got. It's good shit.
All right. That's
stuff.
only 4, bro. Right?
No, that's fine.
Bedknobs, Scrubs, Schitt's Creek.
I didn't say Scrubs.
Oh no, you didn't say Scrubs. Okay.
Parks and Rec,
Parks
Schitt's
and
Creek,
Rec.
Into the Spider-Verse,
Into the
Punisher
okay,
season
yeah,
1
okay.
and 2.
Okay.
I call it a package deal because I think you should watch the whole thing. And Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
And porn. Always watch porn. Porn is great. Get the demons out.
And with porn, you don't get STDs.
You don't know that. You don't know my life.
Well,
Take it off, guys.
Tim is just like, I need to go.
all right. Well, we're gonna end the cast because we've been going for way
He did
too
it,
long.
Tivis. That was not my fault. He did it. Well, I did say porn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make the argument. Okay. that's my
So
fault.
I'm gonna give you guys a choice today.
Don't tell me. Okay.
Do I quote Carol Baskin? Do I quote Holden McNeil? Or do I quote Silent Bob?
Silent Bob. No, wait. He's pretty quiet.
Just fucking crickets.
Which one?
Who you guys picking? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'll be the tiebreaker if you guys both pick.
Who was the second one?
Holden McNeil.
That one.
Okay. Kenny?
Kenny, who you picking?
Silent Bob.
Oh, well, then I gotta switch back.
John?
I'll go with Holden. Let's do
Okay.
Holden.
Let's do Holden. All right. Holden McNeil from Chasing Amy.
No, that's what I know the name.
The fuck?
I forgot. I did know, man. I was like, I don't know.
Okay. And this goes for our guests today, because
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
here we go. Holden McNeil from Chasing Amy. Also, guys, thank you for showing up today.
Yeah, and thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
And I got a boop. I'm gonna assume that boop was from Kenny was for me.
All right, Chasing Amy, Holden McNeil, played by the one and only Ben Affleck. There's a world of fucking difference between typical high school sex and two guys at once. They fucking used you.
No, I use them. Later, nerds.
Bye, boys.
I should have said get the Scrubs DVDs because the music sucks on streaming.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble. And join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.
How big? Sorry.
Because he was being a little pussy in the beginning, and then he became the dick.
Also,
when
how
they
big?
Changed the future.
I mean, how wet?
What is wrong with you?
So many things. So many.
John
We all-
doesn't
we
know
all
what
know
to
already.
say when he's not complaining about something.
Look,
This is
you
why
wanted
we
to
got
be
a
on
whole
here.
STD
I blame you.
conversation last week.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that one already.
All right, come on. Like, look, things happen. All right.
People get STDs. Okay, we're good.
Wow.
Let's
Well, I'm
move
sorry,
along.
I'm not boring.
Let's move
I
along.
sit on a lot of toilet seats.
Well,
Sit on a
guys,
lot of faces.
No, here. So fuck. I wish.